A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Jerry of the Circus. Jerry of the Circus.
Look at Jerry. There is my bambino. There is my little monk. You see him high up in the cage?
I don't see how you can tell which is your monkey. They all look alike to me, and there must be 50 of them.
Oh, I cannot tell my monk. If there was a 500 of them, he's so smart looking. You think the other monk's so smart like my bambino?
Oh, I don't know, Tony.
Oh, no, he's the smartest monkey in the whole world.
Well, here we are. Let's see about getting him out now.
And first we have to find the key, so he will open the gate.
Oh, no, you can't do that. Then all the monkeys will come out.
No, Jerry. First the band to play. Then when my monkey wants to come out, the keeper is open the gate, and he's just to let my monk out of the cage. That's all.
I see what you mean.
Hey, look, there's the key. Hey, Kip! Hey, Kip, come here.
He's coming. I sure hope he lets us try our plan.
Oh, he's the no can keep my monk in jail. You see, I get him.
It is like being in jail for the poor little fellow.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me what you're up to now.
Well, I'm coming to get my monk.
Oh, you have you? Well, I told
We got
you
a plan. It'll get the right monkey out of the cage, and then after he's out, we can prove to you that we did get the right one.
Is that so now? And what, pray tell me, would the wonderful plan be?
Well, I'm bringing the clown band. When they play, my monkeys will want to come out and do his tricks. Then you can make open the door and he's a come to Papa.
Well, now, that sounds all right. It's a lead pipe cinch them other dumb critters wouldn't pay any attention to your band playing.
Then you'll let us try?
Sure. All right, boys. Stand right over there. No, not too close.
All right, go ahead. I'll watch and see if one of the monks gets a hankering to get out and join you.
All right, the boys. 1, 2, play! Oh, mio bambino, come to Papa. Mio bambino, come back to me.
Hey, look up there. See that little fella turn his head?
That's him. That's my bambino.
Hell no. It does look like that one's kind of listening.
Sure, that's him. Come to Papa, mio bambino, come to
Down.
Papa.
Hey, look at him. Now he's hanging on the bars. Seems like he's looking for a way to get out.
Make the door open. Hey, Kip, make the door open.
Keep a playing, fella.
Oh, I'm going to get so excited. I'm a forget.
Look at him now. He's turning somersaults.
Open up. Let my bambino come to Papa. Open up, Kip.
That's the cutest little monkey I ever laid my old eyes on. I just go over and open the door and see if he wants to come out.
Sure, he don't want to come out. What a question. Let him fast. Hurry up.
I'll get him out for you.
It worked, Tony. It's your word.
Oh, good, Jerry. My monkeys are coming back to me.
See, he wants to get out. He's waiting right at the little door. Uh-oh. Those other two monkeys want to get out, too.
No, they don't like to come out. They think maybe it's a feeding time, that's all.
Hey, look at the keeper's getting him out now. Oh, that other little monkey almost got out, too.
He's got him. He's got him, my monkey.
You have to show the keeper some of the tricks now so he knows for sure it's your monkey.
Tony, he do it just that.
Here he comes. Oh, now he jumps right out of the keeper's arms. Here he comes, Tony.
Come to Papa mio bambino.
That settles it. I'm sold now that you got the right monkey. That little fella sure knows you all right.
Thanks, mister.
Where are we going now? Thank you very much.
We've got to hurry and get back to the circus before the matinee.
Well, run along then. You can't keep the big show waiting, I guess.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Come on, Slats. Come on, you fellas. Come on.
Goodbye, and take good care of that monkey of yours from now on. If he gets into that cage again, I won't be giving him up so easy.
We just about got time enough to get back and get made up before showtime. Hey, let's hurry, Tony. Come on, Clown Dan.
All right, Jerry. We're right behind you.
Hello, Patsy.
I was watching your act, Boris. Went very well tonight.
You like, yes?
Oh, I always like it. I guess yours is the best writing act I've ever seen.
Oh, the Rousseaus are clever people.
Now, you're not being modest, are you?
What do you say, Patsy?
Oh, no, I was just kidding,
Oh,
Boris.
you like to make joke too, huh?
What do you mean, too?
I think Boris, he had enough jokes.
Oh, you mean about the other night?
It makes me feel very bad. People play joke on Boris Rousseau. They make a fool of me. This does not make me very happy.
Oh, now, don't take it seriously, Boris. I've had all sorts of jokes played on me.
They play jokes on you?
Why, surely. But I never get mad. I just laugh it off. That's all you can do. You've got to be a good sport, Boris.
I bet you they do not play joke on the pretty Patsy if Boris is around. I fix them, you bet you.
Well, I'm glad to know that. If I ever need a big, strong man to protect me, I'll call on you.
That is good. Boris will help you. You seem happy. More happy than most of the time. You are very happy. Yes, Patsy?
Yes, I guess I am a bit more cheerful than usual. Although it's seldom I go round without my best smile.
I know, but, well, you seem to...
I guess I just can't hide it.
Hide what, Patsy?
Well, didn't you hear about me being left quite a bit of money?
What?
Yes, I don't know exactly how much it is, but it'll be several $1,000s.
Oh, I am so happy for you. This is wonderful news. I am delighted for you, Patsy. Tell me more about it.
Well, there's really not much to tell, except that a great aunt of mine who left me the money.
Yes?
Yes, I'll know more about it when I talk with the lawyers that are handling the case.
When will you know about this, and when will you see the lawyer?
Well, the law firm is in Harper City. So when we play there, I'll sign the papers and get it all settled.
You must be very careful what you sign, Patsy.
What do you mean?
Well, I have lots of dealings with cases like this.
Mm-hmm.
I, too, once had left money, and I learned that it can be very tricky.
I don't believe I understand you, Boris.
You better let me know just what it is all about. I will help you all I can. In money matters, there is no one better to talk to than Boris Rousseau.
Well, it is true. I don't know very much of law, especially the legal side of things like this.
Then you will call on me, yes?
I surely will, Boris. It's awfully nice of you to take such an interest in my welfare.
Oh, it is nothing. I like to be of service to the beautiful Patsy.
Boris?
I like you very much, Patsy.
You never said that before.
I know. I have wanted to say that for a long time, but I did not have what you say, courage.
I can't imagine you liking courage.
Oh, believe me, Patsy.
I do, Boris, and I'm complimented.
Now, you will not forget to call on me about this. I mean, when you get your money, it is best to have a man to look after such business.
I won't forget.
Good. I take care of you, Patsy.
Oh, Rags and Jerry.
Hiya, Patsy.
Hello, Jerry. I haven't seen you since breakfast.
Oh, hello, Boris.
Hello, Jerry.
I've had a busy day, Patsy.
You must have.
Well, I go now. I see you after a while. Yes, Patsy?
Yes, surely, Boris.
Rags, BH.
Just what was it that made your day so busy, Jerry?
Well, didn't you hear about Tony's monkey getting in the cage out at the zoo?
Oh, yes. Slats was telling me.
Well, I went with him out to the zoo to get the monkey back.
Oh, I must have missed that part of it.
We sure had a time of it. Just got back a few minutes before the matinee. We hardly made it.
Leave it to you to dig up some excitement.
Say, the show's pretty nearly over.
So what?
Well, I want to go over to the office wagon and see Mr. Randall and then get back with Rags so Bumps can do the last walk around.
You better hurry then.
Yeah, I guess so. Come on, Rags.
Come on. See you after a while, Jerry.
Okay. Come on, fella. Here we are. This way, Rags. Ah, good. There's a light in the office wagon. That means Mr. Randall's there. Here we are. Up you go. It's me, Mr. Randall.
Just a minute, Jerry.
Quiet now, Rags. Let's go.
Yeah, come in, Jerry.
Oh, I'm sorry if you're busy.
Oh, that's all right. What's in your mind?
Hey, why do you keep the door locked?
Just being careful. I'm counting the day's receipts. Can't leave all that money laying around and have the door unlocked.
Gee, I didn't notice that. That is a lot of money, isn't it?
Yes, nice day's receipts, Jerry. I've just finished counting it. Now, what did you want to see me about?
That.
Well, I don't believe I get you. What?
The day's receipts.
Oh, you mean you want to know how much we took in today?
Uh-huh. If it's not a secret.
Of course it's not a secret, at least not to you.
Well, I don't want to be too curious, you know. I don't even care how much it was exactly. All I'd like to know is, well, did you take in more today than you did yesterday?
Say, you haven't been peeking, have you?
Why, no, why?
Well, we did do better than yesterday, a little over $100 better.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, that sure is good news.
Well, now, seems like you've taken an awful sudden interest in the money end of this circus.
Sure I have.
Well, how about letting me in on it? What's this all about?
Well, you see, it's about Uncle Dan.
Oh, I'm beginning to understand. You think your Uncle Dan is responsible for the extra money, huh?
Well, I'm sure of it.
Well, now, hold on, Jerry. I hope you're right, but it's not unusual to have a big day once in a while. I mean, a bigger day than usual. Well, that happens very often.
Yes, I know that. That's why Uncle Dan said he wouldn't be able to tell you for sure, or not for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
But if you continue to take in as much as you did today, maybe more, then it worked.
Yes, whatever it is, I'd say that was proof enough, and I hope it does work. I won't complain if we have a big day every day. What is this your uncle is working on that's doing the box office so much good?
I can't tell you. I promise not to,
Mm-hmm.
at least until it's a sure thing.
Oh.
Then Uncle Dan will tell you himself and get that suit of clothes you promised him.
I'll be very happy to make good my promise. He can pick out the best suit of clothes money can buy.
Oh, I sure hope it works then.
Mm-hmm.
And will you be surprised when you find out what it is?
Well, I guess it will, Jerry. I thought I just about covered every way in the world to take in more money, but if Uncle Dan has found something that I overlooked, it'll be a surprise, and a pleasant one at that.
Well, I guess I'd better be getting back to the pad room with Rags. Bumps is waiting for me.
Well, you've got a few minutes yet before the final walk-around. Tell me, how'd your act go tonight? I didn't catch that part of the show.
Oh, you mean with El Mundo?
Yeah.
Oh, keen. Never better. We got a big hand, too.
You kind of like working with that elephant, don't you?
I'll say I do. I feel like a big star.
You are a big star, Jerry. A big little star. Yes, sir. You've gone a long ways since you joined out with us. In fact, you even surprised me a little. I figured you to be of some value to the show, but I really didn't count on your becoming a performer so soon.
I have you to thank for that.
Well, I guess I know a good performer when I see one. You and El Mundo make a perfect combination, and old Sam Randall's the last one in the world to let a good thing slip through his fingers.
Well, it's nice of you to say that, Mr. Randall.
Yeah, it's the truth, Jerry.
Well, thanks. Well, I guess I have to go now.
Okay, Jerry, run along.
Then I can tell Uncle Dan you said today was over $100 more than yesterday?
Yeah, that's right. Now, let's see here. 80, 91, 111, $117 exactly.
Oh, Jiminy, you'll sure be glad to hear that. Come on, Regs. You still got the last part of your show to do. Goodbye, Mr. Randall.
Goodbye, Jerry.
This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap. Well, it's Tuesday night again. Time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen, their guests, Charles Lawton, Jimmy Cash, and Paul Whiteman and his music. And now meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, this is a time of important meetings. In Casablanca, Roosevelt and Churchill. In Washington, the 78th Congress. And in the library of the Burns home, the Beverly Hills Uplift Society. And here comes George, blissfully unaware of what's going on, and Gracie waiting to make sure he doesn't find out.
Good morning, sweetheart.
Oh, good morning, dear. My, you're up bright and early this morning.
Yeah, I woke up and couldn't get back to sleep, so I figured I might as well get up.
Oh, so that's it. I was wondering what you were doing up at this hour. It's only 11:30.
Well, some mornings I just can't sleep. I'm going into the library and look at the paper.
Oh, wait, George, wait.
Yes?
Look, it's such a beautiful day. Why don't you take a walk?
A walk? What for?
Well, it would be fun. Why don't you walk down to the corner cigar store and whistle at the girls for a while?
Gracie, I haven't... Have you gone out of your mind? I haven't done that in all my life.
Well, you're not getting any younger, dear.
Look, I'm going into the library.
No, wait. I've got it. Why don't you go fishing?
Go fishing?
Well, sure. Go out to the lake and catch a fish and broil it right there. It'll be delicious. I'll go and get your fishing pole and a slice of lemon.
Gracie, I'm not leaving the house. I'm going into the library right now. Gracie.
Now, George, don't get excited.
I told you if I ever caught those buzzards here again, I'd squeeze the hen a rinse out of them.
No, but, George, this is the most important meeting of the year. Today is our club election, and Francis Fowler, Vicky Gruskin, and I are all running for president.
Oh, so you've got some competition, huh?
Well, I don't mind competition. I always say, may the best girl win. But what if I lose?
I hope so.
Oh, Francis and Vicky have been putting on marvelous campaigns.
I'll bet.
Whenever the meeting was held at one of their homes, they had some big celebrity and a special guest.
I see, a big celebrity.
Yes, and I must admit the girls were awfully impressed. But who wouldn't be impressed meeting Myron Fudnick?
Myron Fudnick?
Yes.
That's a big celebrity?
Well, of course. Myron Fudnick is the first man who ever thought of putting garters on girdles.
Well, I must get Myron's autograph.
And then Vicky had even a bigger celebrity at her house.
Bigger than Fudnick?
Lily Mae Browning.
Who?
Lily Mae Browning.
Who's she?
The famous poetess, of course. She's written 4 lovely things. Love at First Sight, Whirlwind Courtship, Honeymoon for Two, and Oh, Beautiful Reno.
She's probably working on one now called Alimony, I Love You.
Oh, but just wait till they see the celebrity I have. He's more important than anyone they ever thought of.
Whoever he is, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Goodbye, dear. I think I'll go and whistle at the girl.
Oh, goodbye, dear. Oh, and now come to order, girls. Come to order, please. Now, before we start our regular meeting, I'd like to read a letter from Maggie Ettinger, our former member who joined the WAC.
Oh, how is she, Gracie?
She says, Dear girls, I am writing to tell you what a wonderful organization this is, and also to remind you that the WACs need many more recruits who can fill important non-combat jobs and release more officers and men of the Army for combat duty.
Oh, yes, I know.
Our work includes every type of non-combat service, from accounting and cooking to stenography and radio operating. And we receive the same pay as enlisted men and officers in the Army. All women between 21 and 44 who do not have children under 14 are eligible for the WAC. If you know any women who are interested, tell them to go to the nearest Army recruiting and induction station and sign up now. Love to all, Maggie.
Oh, that's a wonderful letter.
Wonderful. You know, girls, I might sign up myself.
Oh, you couldn't, Gracie. You're married.
Well, that doesn't make any difference, Blanche.
It does if you have someone financially dependent on you.
independence. Oh, yes. I forgot the May Company.
Hi, Gracie. I was looking for George. Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't know a meeting was going on.
That's all right, Bill. Girls, you remember Bill Goodman, don't you? Bill, we've been talking about the wax. We'd all like to join, but most of us aren't eligible.
I'm eligible, Bill. You think I'd make a good wax?
Well, I don't know, Tootsie. Isn't each wax supposed to release a soldier for combat duty?
Yes.
Well, I just can't imagine you releasing a soldier.
Oh, Bill.
See, girls, it's really too bad you can't qualify for the Women's Auxiliary Army Corps, but I'll tell you what. I may be able to get you in the Smart Women's Anti-Nuisance Society.
The Smart Women's Anti-Nuisance Society?
Yes, that's right, Gracie. The SWANS, the Swans.
Bill. Why, that's the same name as that soap you talk about. You know, Swan.
Well, I'll be doggone. It is, isn't it? You know, it fits, too, because all the members use Swan, the new white floating soap that's purer than the finest Castiles, the regular Suds and Whiz, too.
Oh, Bill, aren't you happy that I called it to your attention?
Well, Tootsie, I'm so happy I could just grab you and give you a great big bar of Swan. Swan, you know, is great for washing the dishes because it not only gives you suds faster than other white floating soaps, but since Swan is purer than the finest Castiles, it's kind to your hands, too. That's why you should use it for every soap and water job.
Bill, I've got Swan in my whole chest. I hope you're the one who shares it with me.
Well, I'd love to, Tootsie. After you're married, you and your husband send me my half. You see, Swan breaks in two with a simple twist of the wrist, you know. You can use half in the kitchen for dishes and housework, and the other half in the bathroom for your hands and face. Well, girls, tell George I'll be back. And congratulations on becoming members of the Swans.
Oh, you're sort of crazy about Bill, aren't you, Tootsie?
Yes, we're sweethearts.
Has he ever proposed?
Oh, dozens of times. I wish he'd propose to me sometime.
Oh, dear, someone's at the door and George isn't here. Will you excuse me, girls?
Oh, that's right. Go ahead, Gracie.
Oh, my, I hope this is my important celebrity. Oh, the girls will be so thrilled.
Good morning, Mrs. Burns.
Oh, it's the postman. How are you, Mr. Postman?
Never better, Mrs. Burns. I've been drinking in the fresh air through every pore. Gee, it's great to be alive.
Oh, you always enjoy life, don't you, Mr. Postman?
I should say I do, and perfect health is the answer. I've got the constitution of an ox.
Oh, how nice. Is there any mail for me?
Yes, a special delivery letter.
Oh, let me see it. Oh, it's from my celebrity. Dear Mrs. Burns. But he regrets that he cannot appear at the meeting of the Beverly Hills Uplift Society as he has been very busy at the White House since his return from Casablanca. Therefore, he cannot address your club on the subject you chose for him, Africa, the land of enchantment. Oh, dear, and I was counting on him.
I'm sorry about the bad news, Mrs. Burns, but I've got to be running along now. I've got lots of fan mail to deliver down the street to Charles Lawton.
Charles Lawton? Charles Lawton? He's a celebrity, and I know him, too. Oh, Mr. Postman, you've given me a wonderful idea. Now I'll be elected after all.
That's me, always scattering sunshine.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Postman.
Well, goodbye, Mrs. Burns. And remember, keep smiling.
This is Paul White. The boys and the Six Hits and a Miss introduce you to a gal you're going to be seeing more and more of. She's Rosie the Riveter.
All the day long, whether rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the Riveter, keeps a sharp lookout for sabotage. Sitting up there on the fuselage. That little frail can do more than the male can do. Rosie, the Riveter. Rosie's got a boyfriend Rosie is protecting Charlie, working overtime on the riveting machine. When they gave her a production E, she was as proud as a girl could be. There's something true about red, white, and blue about Rosie. She's got the fellas going.
So Gracie asked the girls to wait and hurried over to Charles Lawton's house to get him as the guest for her club meeting. The door is opened by a person wearing a frilly white apron.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Lawton. Is Charles here?
Mrs. Lawton, I am Mr. Lawton.
Oh, my goodness, Charles. What a silly mistake. I'd forgotten that your wife is small and thin.
Yes, and furthermore, her pants never show beneath the bottom of her apron.
Would you mind telling me what you're doing with that apron on?
Not at all. I'm dusting, sweeping, cooking dinner, and in my spare moments cursing the day I was born.
Oh. Helping your wife, huh?
My wife isn't here. In fact, she hasn't been home for 5 minutes since she joined some infernal, idiotic woman's club.
You don't like women's clubs?
No. Do you know what I'd like to do to all wives who belong to clubs?
No.
I'd like to make them run between two long lines of husbands. And as they ran, the husbands would beat them over the head with the minutes of the last meeting.
Oh.
Well, what did you want to see me about, Gracie?
Oh, who? Me?
Yeah, come along, out with it.
Oh, well, I want you to come over to my house.
Why?
Well, it's George. Yeah, that's it. Something's wrong with George.
But everyone knows that. Can't you be more definite?
Well, yes. George is stage struck.
Stage struck? At his age?
Yes. He goes around all day reciting Shakespeare.
How revolting. What sort of Shakespeare does he recite?
Well, his favorite speech is one that goes, but light, who softly breaks the window yonder? I'm from the east, and Juliet is my son.
Yes. That's a little bit off, Gracie. The correct line is, but soft what light through yonder window breaks. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Would you mind just taking my word for it, mine and Shakespeare's? But why have you come to me with your problem, Gracie? What could I possibly do?
Well, I thought it might cure George if I got some actor over to the house who could recite Shakespeare better than he can.
Well, that shouldn't be difficult. Have you tried Harpo Marx?
Well, no. But I want someone who's even better than Harpo Marx. I want you.
I'm sorry, but I'm much too busy with my housework.
Well, all right. Poor George. He'll just have to go through life thinking he's a better actor than you are.
He thinks what?
He thinks he's a better actor than you are.
The man is obviously mad.
Sure.
Any man who claims to be a better actor than another is nothing but a ham. I'm 10 times the actor he is.
Well, of course you are. Will you come over and show him up?
Will I? I'll make him sound like the end man in an Elks Tub minstrel show.
Oh, and I'll have some of the women from the neighborhood in to watch you do it. Oh, I know a great actor works better in front of an audience, and especially an actor as great as you are.
Yes, of course. I'll be over as soon as I've made the beds.
Gracie, Charles Lawton is coming over here? You mean Charles Lawton, the movie star?
George, there's only one Charles Lawton. Although when you look at him, it does seem like there's more.
Well, my estimation of that guy is going down 100%. Accepting an invitation to talk to that silly woman's club.
Well, George Burns, you apologize for that remark.
Okay, I take it back about them being women.
Well, that's better.
Well, I'm getting out of here. I can't watch that.
Oh, no, you have to stay. Well, he's really coming over to see you.
To see me?
Yes. He thinks that you could be the greatest actor in Hollywood.
What?
Well, that's right. He says that you never should have given up acting for what you're doing now.
I wonder how he meant that.
Oh, well, he thinks you have the makings of a great actor. Well, he's dying to hear you recite a little Shakespeare.
Well, I'll be darned.
Yeah, he thinks you're wonderful.
Oh, gee. Old Charlie ought to know. Mighty shrewd judge of talent, that boy. That's what he said, huh?
Yeah. He'd like to see you playing Romeo or King Lear or Portia or one of those parts.
Portia? Portia is a woman.
Oh, he thinks you can do anything.
He does, huh?
Yes. Oh, that must be Mr. Lawton. Now, George, be sure to act for him. Do that Shakespearean line about the light breaking through the window. I'll go into the meeting.
All right. Come in.
Hello, George.
Hello, Charlie. What's soft? What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun.
What, may I ask, was that?
That was something out of Shakespeare.
His appendix, no doubt.
You didn't think I did it well?
George, I think you have all the fire, all the feeling, all the emotional intensity of a plate of tapioca pudding.
Oh, gee. Don't you think I'm a great actor?
Yes, you're the new Porky Pig.
Oh.
So you consider yourself in my class as an actor. Why, of all the conceit, of all the unmitigated graft.
Wait a minute.
Burns, you're an idiot. If there's one thing I can't stomach, it's an idiot.
Well, brother, if you can't stomach it with what you've got, nobody can.
My stomach happens to be my business.
Well, you happen to have a mighty big business.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so in spades.
You don't say.
I do say.
That's you.
Yes, that's all.
And now Jimmy Cash singing There Are Such Things.
A heart that's true. There are such things. A dream for two. There are such things. Someone to whisper, darling, you're my guiding star. Not caring what you own, but just what you are. A peaceful sky. There are such things. A rainbow high, where heaven sings. So have a little faith and trust
will you listen to me? I'm telling you for the 50th time, I never said I was a better actor than you are.
I'm a modest man, George. I'm a very modest man, but I'm honest. And I'm forced to admit that there isn't a better actor than I am.
Well, okay, you're marvelous. You're wonderful. You're magnificent.
I knew you'd begin to see it my way, George. Now, let's talk about you.
Yeah, okay. I'm awful. I'm horrible. I'm terrible. I'm the worst actor who ever lived.
Well, go on. You're on the right track.
Look, Charlie.
Hi, George. I dropped by before, but you... Gee, Charles Lawton in the flesh.
What else would you expect me to be? Who are you?
Well, I'm Bill Goodwin, Mr. Lawton. I'm in pictures, an actor, just like you.
Another one. What is this? A house or a branch of Swift and Company? Your friend Burns here has been bruising the bard with but soft what light through yonder window breaks.
Well, you see, George doesn't know how to do it, Mr. Lawton. Now, just get a load of this. But soft. What's said through yonder bathtub break? Ah, 'tis Swan, the new white floating soap that's purer than the finest Castiles. Money can't not buy a purer soap. Youch. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Art thou bathing the baby with Swan? Swan, you know, art great for bathing the baby. It's so pure that it's kind to even a baby's tender skin. So naturally it must be swell for your hands and face. Your tub or shower, Romeo.
This will set the theater back 500 years.
So, friends, mothers, and housewives, lend me your ears. Women have long considered Castile soaps the standard of purity, but Swan is even purer than the finest Castiles. And now, farewell.
Farewell.
Farewell. Parting is such sweet sorrow. And I would say, bye, Swan, ere it be morrow. Well, that's that, fellas. Just washed up Shakespeare. Goodbye.
What a ham.
You're a fine one to talk about hams, coming over here to talk to that silly woman's club.
Woman's club? Are you mad? I wouldn't have just a woman's club for the entire output of the Florsheim factory. I detest women's clubs.
Then why did you come over?
Because your wife told me you were stage struck.
Stage struck? Charlie, Gracie brought you over here to make a speech for her club so that she could be elected president.
She did that after all I've been through at home. George, I'll make that speech, and when I get through, there'll be one less woman's club.
Well, do you think you can?
Can I? I'll make a speech so hot it'll melt the rubber out of their girdles.
Well, I'll tell them you're ready. Oh, boy, no more Beverly Hills Uplift Society. Gracie, your guest, Charles Lawton, is ready.
Oh, yes, girls, I knew you'd be thrilled. George, tell him we'll be ready in a minute. Now, you're going to see some marvelous acting, girls, because Mr. Lawton is one of the finest actors ever to board the trod, or whatever they do. He'll probably recite one of Shakespeare's beautiful poems like The Shooting of Dan Macbeth.
Mr. Lawton is English, isn't he, Gracie?
Oh, yes. And let's try to make him feel at home, girls. We'll serve him his tea with a trumpet. You know, like they do in England. Unless, of course, he preferred with a tram.
Oh, that's wonderful.
All fine. All right, we're ready now. I'll call him. Oh, Mr. Lawton, right this way, please.
Coming.
Now, girls, I want you to meet a man who is much more important than Myron Fudnick. My celebrity. Mr. Charles Lawton, who will perform for us.
My dear Bats. Never before has it been my misfortune to address so gruesome a collection of promos. The combined stupidity of your faces could only be found in a club such as this or in a colony of tired old pelicans.
Isn't he wonderful? Oh, what a natcher. He almost makes you believe that he means those things.
But I do mean them. It is my heartfelt opinion that this ghastly little band of frumps is more dangerous to the progress of mankind than the boll weevil or the zoot suit. Really, my good witches, I am not trying to amuse you. I loathe you. You revolt me. Oh, nuts. I quit.
You were wonderful. I don't know how to thank you, Charles. Now, girls, while the thrill of my celebrity's visit is still fresh in our minds, shall we vote on our club president? Well, just write your choice on a slip of paper. And I want to say in advance that this is going to be the happiest moment of my life. I thank you.
Here are the ballots, Gracie.
Oh, good. Oh, now, the first ballot is for... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Oh, well, I guess it's unanimous.
Naturally.
Charles.
Yes, Grace.
I'm a good loser, and I want to wish you every success as the new president of our club.
What?
Oh, well, it's the voice of the people, and we'll meet at your house next week.
Now, listen, you misguided scarecrows. I don't want to burn at the stake. I promise.
George and Gracie will be right back, so I've just time to remind you that you save money with Swan because when you use Swan, you don't have to buy any other soap at all. In the kitchen, for dishes, and for general cleaning, Swan does the work of easily wasted package soaps. And in the bathroom, for your face and hands, Swan gives you more soap per penny than any leading toilet soap tested. And at the same time, gives you a soap that's purer than the finest Castiles. So get help, get Swan. Well, here they are again, George and Gracie.
Well, Gracie, who's going to be the president of your club now that Charles Lawton walked out on you?
Oh, well, I will, dear. I'm bringing a celebrity to the next meeting who's sure to win the election for me. George, I've got Winston.
Winston Churchill?
No, Winston Sudnick.
Myron's brother. Oh, the tall...
The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune in to your CBS station again next week, same time, when their guest will be Veronica Lake. Remember, George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS next Tuesday night. And don't forget to listen to Swan's other show, Tommy Riggs and Betty Lou, every Friday night over another network. And now till next week, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I, Swan, how about you? Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Andy, did you hear that? Come on, will you?
Did I hear what?
That whistle. That's the Rinso White whistle.
And Rinso means us.
That's right. Rinso gets clothes Rinso White, and Rinso presents the Amos and Andy Show with Shorty the Barber, Gabby the Lawyer, the Mystic Knights of the Sea Quartet, and Hattie McDaniel. Rinso Whitewash.
With ease.
A Rinso Brightwash.
With safety.
Rinso makes a difference 3 ways. 1, those soapy rich suds make wash day easier. 2, they keep your finest washable colors safe. 3, they give you results that can't be beat. No wonder Rinso is the only soap recommended by the makers of 33 leading washers, including your precious Bendix Home Laundry that automatically washes, rinses, and damp dries your clothes in one continuous operation. Remember, washer manufacturers are still making essential war materials, so be sure your Bendix Home Laundry gets the best of care. And next wash day, team Rinso with your Bendix for a wash that's...
Rinso White.
Rinso White. Happy little wash day song.
And now our stars, Amos and Andy. Years ago, when Andy Brown thought in terms of having a date with a girl, you'd hear him on the telephone. And this is about the way it would sound.
Oh, look, Margie, I admit I can't take you out big, but we could spend a nice evening walking through the park.
Look, I don't go out with any bums like you. Goodbye.
And then came the war. After a few years, all the young, single, attractive men were in service. All that was left were fellas like Andy Brown. So today we hear him on the phone with conditions slightly changed.
Excuse me, fellas. Hello?
Oh, hello, Andy. This is Margie. I was wondering if you'd like to go out with me tonight.
Well, I wouldn't mind going dancing on the Harlem Plaza roof. Only trouble is, it's pretty expensive.
Oh, well, how about going Dutch Street?
Dutch Street? Oh, well, I done that before with gals, but there's something wrong with that. It ain't right. You show you can't pay the whole thing, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, Andy, but I just haven't got the money.
You ain't, huh? Well, why don't you call me up someday next week? Say on your payday.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say, Andy, what is this business of gals calling you up to take them out? This is the fourth call you done had in the last hour.
Oh, this goes on all day long. It's the man shortage.
Say, wait a minute here, boys. Give me a chance to let this sink in a second here. Gals calling men up for dates, willing to pay expenses. Say, fellas, this give me a great idea.
You do?
Yeah, look here. We could round up some old single men and open up an escort service. Say, Kingfish, you really got an idea there renting out fellas to these women that is dying for dates.
Yeah, a London library of men.
Yeah, Andy, we has done hit the jackpot. Now, the first thing to do is to slap an ad right in the Harlem News.
Ad, huh?
Oh, yeah. Say in the ad there, the romance escort service. Ladies, why let the shortage of men keep you home night when you can rent a man? Low rate. Small deposit required in case you don't bring him back.
Great, Kingfish, great. You go put that ad in the paper, and I'll go and round up some single men.
Yeah, pull up a chair to the desk here, Shorty. Now, here's the deal. We get 50 cents an hour for renting you out as one of our escorts, and in return, you get a date with a gal, and she pays the expenses besides.
Oh, that's wonderful. That makes me a gigolo. Just a gigolo everywhere I go.
Yeah, that's right. Well, now, I'm glad you sees it our way now, Shorty. Now, if you're going to be an escort, the next step is to learn you a little about the subject of women.
Yeah, Shorty, you got to know about women.
Oh, I know women already.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, they're the ones with the dresses on.
On second thought, Andy, I think Shorty's going to have to be marked down to our 30 cents an hour class.
Only one thing about me being one of these escorts, you don't know who you're going out with, and I don't like blind dates. Not after the last blind date I had.
Well, you draw the clinker, huh?
Oh, yeah. I was expecting a pretty gal, and when I see her, she was such a mess, I just broke down and cried.
That's too bad. Bald like a baby, huh?
Oh, she was even bolder than that.
Yeah, well, I tell you, these blind dates...
Hey, Andy, look through the window. There's a woman coming toward the office here. I'll bet this is our first client.
Yeah, well, that's Hattie McDaniel. She used to be my landlady. She throwed me out 2 weeks ago. I'll go in the back room with Shorty, and you handle the whole thing. Come on, Shorty.
Yeah, I'll sell Shorty as the escort. He's the only one we got.
Yeah, sell her Shorty.
Come in, madam. Come in. What can I do for you?
I done read your ad in the paper. My name is Hattie McDaniel, and I want some escort.
Yes, madam.
I've got 2 tickets to a concert, and I need some masculine accompaniment.
Well, now, what type of man did you have in mind to rent?
Well, I want a big one. Something around 6'4" would be my style.
6'4", huh? You wouldn't want one around 4'6", would you?
No, I want a big man. I want the kind of man that someday if he kisses me, I feel like the air is coming out of me. Like I was going empty inside, and there's a buzzing in my ear.
You don't want a man, you want a vacuum cleaner, don't you?
Never mind the wisecrack. Just cut out one of your samples and let me look him over.
Oh, sample, huh? Okay. Oh, Tyrone. Oh, Tyrone, come out here.
Did you want to see me?
What is that? You mean this is supposed to be my escort? This scrawny, undersized runt?
That's him, yeah.
I should have remembered. This is Meatless Friday, ain't it?
Hey, Mr. McDaniel, this is Tyrone, otherwise known as Shorty. Shorty, this is Hattie McDaniel. How would you like to go out with her, Shorty?
Oh, I'd love to. I've always wanted something big in my life, and I'll never top this.
Gentlemen, I'm going to be frank. I wouldn't have the nerve to walk into a concert with this shrimp.
Oh, now listen, Mr. McDaniel. Shorty might be small, but you can't be choosy. After all, there's a shortage of men.
It ain't the shortage of men that worries me about Shorty. It's the shortage of Shorty.
Now, wait a minute. Won't you reconsider, Miss McDaniel?
I still ain't taking no half pint.
Well, if that's how you feel, then goodbye, you lovely big thing.
Now, Mr. McDaniel, since you insist on having a big man, there's only one fellow around here that'll fit that description.
Who's that?
Andy Brown.
What? I should hire that no-good bum to be my escort. Why, he still owes me 4 weeks back rent. I admit I need an escort, and he's big enough, all right, but I got my pride, I got my feelings, and I got my self-respect.
Then nothing is out, huh?
No, I also got my tickets to the concert. I'll take him.
Now let's listen to the Mystic Knights of the Sea Quartet singing Little David, Play on Your Harp.
Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah. Play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah. Little David was a shepherd boy. He killed a goat and shout for joy.
David,
play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Play on your harp, hallelujah. Play on your harp, hallelujah. I done told you once. I done told you twice that take my advice.
Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Play on your harp, hallelujah. Play on your harp, hallelujah. Play on your harp, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Play on your harp.
Amos, that's the honest truth. I done rented myself out to Hattie McDaniel the last 4 nights. I was in love with her. I'm going to marry her.
Yeah, but Andy, I see that Hattie McDaniel, and she don't look like the kind of a gal that you usually falls for. I think you must be marrying her for another reason.
Listen, Amos, I is marrying Hattie for her own sweet self. The fact that her own sweet self happened to be the rich landlady of a boarding house, and I wouldn't have to work and could take it easy if I was married to her, ain't got nothing to do with it. I think.
And you can't marry Hattie just because she is the one
Wait a minute. Here comes the kingfish. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Well, hello there, boys. What's all the cushion going on here?
Kingfish, you is just in time to congratulate me on my coming marriage to Hattie McDaniel.
What? You mean to tell me that you was going to get hitched up to that old pickle puss?
Kingfish, you was speaking of the old pickle puss I love.
Well, I guess this means the end of the escort service, fella.
That's right. Yeah, you won't be single no more. Andy, you was absolutely crazy to marry that woman. I can't let you do it.
But I wants to marry her, Kingfish.
Yeah, but it means giving up a going business. I won't have no part of this crazy marriage. Not a single thing to do with it.
But she's got money.
Andy, shake hands with your best man.
Well, there it is. I knowed when he heard money that he'd move right in. Okay, boys, battle it out. I was leaving. So long, fella.
Amos is right, Kingfish, and this is one thing that you ain't horning in on.
Now, listen, Andy, as a 50% partner in the escort service, I is entitled to one half of everything that come in. And Hattie McDaniel come in. Now, as far as I is concerned, your marriage to her is nothing but a subsidiary of the escort service.
Me and Hattie is a subsidiary? What is that?
Well, every big corporation has got subsidiaries. Yeah. And very often after a while, their subsidiaries have subsidiaries of their own.
Listen, Kingfish, you mean after me and Hattie is married a while, we're liable to hear the pitter-patter of little subsidiaries run around the house?
All I know is, Andy, that I is a partner.
Now, wait a minute, Kingfish. It so happened that I need some help if I wants Hattie to marry me. If you can give me the help, I'll cut you in financial on the marriage.
It's a deal, Andy. What help you need?
Well, Hattie won't marry me unless I slips a diamond engagement ring on her finger first. And I is too broke to buy one. But she has got to have one.
Now, there is a problem there. Now, can't let this marriage fall through you. Andy, I got it. Look here. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, son.
What?
I'll get my wife's engagement ring and loan it to you. Now, she never wears it except when she steps out at night. Now, the rest of the time, she keeps it in a drawer.
Yeah, but what happens if I gives the ring to Hattie and then Sapphire misses it?
Yeah, well, she won't get a chance. Now, Hattie is a big woman, so when you try to put the ring on her finger, it's going to be too small for her. So you takes it back, and you tell her that you're going to have it made bigger at the jeweler, and it's going to take about 8 weeks, you see.
Oh, yeah.
And by that time, you'll be married, and that'll be that.
Oh, Kingfish. Boy, you got something there. That's a swell idea. Let's go get the ring. And I want you to know that I is now happy to cut you in on my marriage.
Yes, Andy. I just know that the three of us is going to make a lovely couple.
Well, Hattie, dear, just like I told you last night, I is crazy about you, and I wants to marry you.
Andy, you show you loves me.
Oh, show, honey, show. Here, sit down on the sofa here beside me and let me tell you how sweet and lovely and beautiful and gorgeous you is.
Oh, Andy, how you said them things.
Well, don't you want the truth?
Never mind the truth. I like this stuff better.
Well, then how about giving me a little kiss?
Listen, I don't kiss no man unless I was engaged to him. And like I told you last night, I ain't engaged unless I get the ring.
Yeah, well, Hattie, darling, it so happened that I come over here today just to give you this ring. Sorry it's too small.
I ain't tried it on yet. Ah, it's beautiful. Why, this ring fits perfectly.
Well, I'll just take it back to the jeweler and what was that you said?
This is the most gorgeous ring I done ever seen. Look at that diamond. And it's surprising that you know enough to get such a small ring, because even though I is plump, I got very small fingers.
Yeah, well, look, I was just noticing here that the ring could stand a little shining up. Let me take it back and get it polished.
Take your hand off that ring. Oh, Andy, the way this ring fits me. It's like it was made for me. Like it was meant to be on my finger forever. Forever, darling, till death do us part.
Yeah, and it can't come too soon for me.
Don't forget to stay tuned to the very end of this program to hear a personal message from Amos and Andy. Now, some people can tell it's summer by the blue skies and the flowers and the birds. But for you ladies, the first signs of summer are piled right up there in your laundry hamper. Shirts and overalls that have taken quite a beating in the garden. Rompers and children's play clothes that show the signs of marble playing and mud pies. Well, you know the rest. But fortunately, for a great many of you, you also know the answer to getting those clothes sparkling clean without working yourself to a frazzle. It's Rinso. Yes, Soapy Rich Rinso, the soap that gets out stubborn dirt fast. Rinso soaks the dirt out of your clothes in as little as 10 minutes. Just a rub here and there where the dirt's extra bad and rinse. Easy? Yes, ma'am. And the results are always top-notch. Why don't you get a big box of Rinso from your grocer tomorrow? Make next wash day a Rinso wash day. And sing while you wash.
Rinso white.
For a wash that's white as it can be. Rinso bright.
B-R-I-G-H-T.
Yes, Rinso keeps your colors bright. Gets out more dirt for a wash so bright. Here's great advice, you can't go wrong.
Rinso white.
Rinso bright. Happy little wash day song.
Get Rinso tomorrow.
Gabby, I'm glad you come to the office here, because me and the Kingfish is in a mess of trouble.
Well, as a lawyer, I ought to be able to help you. Now, what's your problem, Andy? What's your problem?
Well, the whole thing started when the Kingfish gave me an engagement ring.
He did? Well, how sweet of him. I hope you two will be very happy. Yes, indeed.
Oh, listen, Gabby, this is serious. What I means is that the Kingfish done loaned me Sapphire's engagement ring. I need it for the time being so I could become engaged to Hattie McDaniel.
Hattie McDaniel? That fat gal?
She ain't so fat, Gabby. She just pleasingly plump.
Pleasingly plump?
Yeah.
What's she trying to do, please everybody?
Look, Gabby, forget about Hattie and let's get back to the ring. Now, the thing is, I was just going to use Sapphire's ring to show Hattie that I had serious intentions.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but I didn't count on her ring fitting Hattie, and now I can't get it back from her. What is me and the Kingfish going to do?
Well, the first thing, now let's set up the problem. If them two gals ever meet and find out what happened, they're going to massacre both of you. That's your problem. Now, the next thing to do is find a way out. Oh, yes, got to find a solution. The solution, yes, indeed.
Well, Gabby, what would be a good solution for us?
A good solution for you?
Yeah.
Well, that stuff Himmler took is quick. Of course, there is another method.
Yeah, well, I already like that a lot better.
Well, the thing to do is keep the girls apart. Keep them apart so they can't find out what happened. And the other thing is to keep Sapphire from discovering the ring is missing. And furthermore, if you ever...
Wait a minute. I found you here. The roof done fell in on us.
What happened, Kingfish? What's the matter?
We really in the soup, Andy. Sapphire has done invited Hattie to bring you over tonight to celebrate the engagement. Sapphire showed to see the ring.
Oh. Boy, there's only one thing to do. You got to keep Hattie from showing it. But if that don't work and Hattie finds out she can't keep the ring, then you better have another little trinket ready to give her right away to replace the loss. Yes, indeed.
Oh, you think I ought to get a trinket just in case, huh?
Yes, indeed, because if you don't and Hattie finds out that you ain't got no ring or nothing, you're going to be affected by the State Auto Club. Yes, indeed, the State Auto Club.
The State Auto Club? How you figure that?
Well, Hattie going to be in such a furious state on account of she ain't got what she oughta. She going to hit you over the head with a club. That's the State Auto Club 5-headed.
You know, the only thing that bothers me, Kingfish, is where is I going to get any money to buy a spare trinket?
Yeah, I know we're in trouble. I told you that when I walked in here. I know we're in trouble. I'm shaking like a leaf.
I know it. If I just had some money, Hey, wait a minute. I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, well, think of something, son, because we're in it now and we got to get out of it. Now, think hard. Now, what we going to do?
I got it. What? Henry Van Poot owes me some money.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. I got an IOU of his that's due today. Yes, I'm going over to his house and make him pay me that money.
Yeah, and I know his home now. I sure if you go over there now, you'll find him there.
Yeah, well, I was in a jam. You know that, and he has got to help me out. Then I'll come over to your place later with Hattie. There's the door, Hattie. There's the Kingfish apartment right there.
Well, stop shaking and ring the bell.
Well, Hattie, like I was telling you before, honey, it ain't ladylike to flash jewelry, so instead of you showing the ring to Sapphire, why don't you just keep your glove on and kind of let her admire the bulge? Oh, me.
Well, there you two is. Congratulations to both of you.
Yeah, the two lovebirds. Come in.
Sapphire, it was sweet of you to have this engagement party for me and Andy.
Oh, not at all, Hattie. I'm happy to do it. The other guests will be here any minute.
Let me get my gloves off here.
Oh, don't take your gloves off, honey. Don't take them off. It's mighty chilly in here. Your hands liable to catch the death of cold.
Yeah, might get pneumonias of the fingers there. Don't take them off.
They're so silly. Hattie, let me take your coat and gloves.
Oh, listen, Kingfish, we got to keep Hattie from showing Sapphire that ring.
Yeah, we got to keep calm and think of something. In the meantime, stop smoking that cigar and make you look nervous.
Make me look nervous? Why?
You got the lid end in your mouth.
Oh. Well,
say, Andy, tell me this. By any chance, did you get the money from Henry?
No, I didn't, but here's what happened.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, here it is.
Well, Hattie, it's certainly nice to have you here with us tonight. Sit down.
It's getting late now. I guess we better be running along.
Yeah. Time for me to get to bed myself. It's almost 7:30, yeah.
George, will you please stop acting so crazy? I want to see Hattie's ring.
Hattie, honey, I just decided I want to hold your hand, honey. Funny how this affection just sweeps up on you all of a sudden.
Andy, sweetheart, honey, is you going to let go of my hand, or is I going to have to pop you?
Well, now, listen, honey.
Here, Sapphire, here's the ring. What did you think of it?
Oh, Hattie is beautiful. You know, it looks just like my... That is my ring. How did you get my ring?
Andrew H. Brown?
George Kingfish Stevens.
And there's the fatal roll call.
George, you come back in the kitchen. You got some explaining to do.
Yes, dear. Come in.
And Andy Brown, you better start talking to her and make it good.
Well, honey, the only reason I done it was because I loved you so much. You see, when you insisted on having a big diamond engagement ring, I just didn't have the money to get you one, and I didn't want to take the chance of losing you.
Well, I guess I might have been a little too demanding about the thing. At the same time, a woman has to have some little token of affection from the man who loves her, something she can call her own.
Yeah, I know that, honey, and that's what I got right here. This little gold bracelet. It ain't much, but in giving you this, my heart goes with it. And it's something you can call your very own.
Oh, Andy, it's beautiful.
Oh, wait a minute. There's somebody at the front door. Come in.
Well, hello, folks. Look who's here.
Oh, come in, Henry. How is you, Mrs. Van Poder?
Hello, Andy. Hattie, congratulations. Oh, thank you, Clara. Clara, I want you to see what Andy just gave me.
I'd love to. What is it?
A beautiful bracelet. Just look at it.
Why, that is beautiful. It's the... Why, Hattie McDaniel, what are you doing with my bracelet?
Well, folks, as you may know, this is the last broadcast of the season for Amos and Andy. And tomorrow, Amos and Andy leave for overseas to entertain the boys who are in allied hospitals. But now they would like to have a word with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes our 21st year on the air. In all this time, there is one thing that Andy and I have been very much aware of, and we have told you this many times before, and that is that it's you people out there in the listening audience who have made our radio career possible, and we are deeply grateful.
That's right, folks. And we certainly value your friendship and loyalty over all these years more than any words of ours can ever tell.
In representing Rinso on the air, Andy and I want you to know that we personally feel Rinso is the greatest product of its type on the market today. It's a product which we know is worthy of all the claims that have been made for it.
And if you haven't tried it, folks, you are really missing something mighty good. And to those of you who are steady users, we know from your letters that you are happy with the results.
And now a word about the summer show. While we're gone for the summer, the Rinso people are going to put on a grand show for you starting next week at the same hour. The program will star Dunninger, that fabulous gentleman who reads people's minds and even reads letters without opening them.
And you can take our word for it that he's really great. Amos and I have seen many entertainers in our years in show business, and we can truthfully say that none of them has ever so completely mystified us as Dunninger.
And Dunninger's new program has a swell orchestra, a singer, and many surprises. Hollow Wilcox here can tell you more about Dunninger. Go ahead, Hollow.
Well, Dunninger, of course, is a master mentalist, possessed of the uncanny power of telling you your innermost thoughts. Each week, Dunninger will read a letter he has never seen and try to perform the feat that's asked for in that letter. Now, you write those letters, and start writing right now, because there's a $100 award for the letter read, and an extra $100 if Dunninger makes a mistake in reading it. Now, here's the address. Rinso, NBC, New York City. Don't ask for predictions. Any simple, amusing stunt that can be done in the studio is okay. The address is Rinso, NBC, New York. Dunninger's show will be a thoroughly enjoyable half hour, with Mitchell Meyer airs and his orchestra and songs by beautiful Marilyn Day. So tune in at this same time next week. Be sure to be with us next fall when the makers of Rinso will again present the Amos and Andy Show. And now, on behalf of our stars and their cast, this is Harlow Wilcox saying goodbye to all of you from all of us. See you next fall. Meantime, don't miss the Dunninger Show next Friday night at this same time. The Amos and Andy Show is broadcast to our fighting men all over the world through the facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Ladies, with one of the main sources of fats and oils still in the hands of the Japanese, the government is depending more and more on the fats you can salvage right in your own kitchen. Your job is important, so don't fall down on it. Save every drop of used fats and oils. Your butcher will give you cash plus 2 red ration points for every pound you turn in. Now, if you live in a small community or rural area where your regular meat dealer may not accept used fats, call your county agent or home demonstration agent. Save used fats, every drop, every day.
Swan is the soap for everybody in the family. Just listen. Swan is pure as fine castile.
See how smooth your hands will feel.
Baby mild for everything.
Swan's the soap that makes us sing. Swan is baby mild for baby, mother, and dad. Swan is sudsy for dishes and light laundry.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The OTR Archive presents Our Miss Brooks in The Grudge Match, May 1st, 1949. Enjoy.
Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. Most teachers take a pretty active interest in their school's various athletic teams. But our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School, could never get too enthusiastic about the baseball team.
That is, until Mr. Boynton, Madison's bashful biologist, took over the coaching job. Then I watched every game with avid interest. I even studied up on baseball terms, until by the 3rd game on Madison's schedule, I could accurately describe every play in every chukker. And I even knew the names of the pitchers warming up in the bullpen. Last Thursday morning, I really looked forward to picking up some first-hand knowledge of the game. Walter Denton, the manager of the team, and Stretch Snodgrass, its star player, were to pick me up and drive me to school. I had asked my landlady, Mrs. Davis, to wake me promptly at 7:30.
Oh, Connie. Get up, Connie.
You want me to pinch hit? What's the matter? Oh, it's you, Mrs. Davis.
I do hope you're safe, Connie.
Oh, safe? Safe where?
From the looks of your bed sheets, you just slid into home plate. Now get up here. Walter and Stretch should be here soon.
Oh, that's right. The Rover boys are picking me up today, aren't they?
They're a grand couple of kids, Connie, and they're always together. I've never seen two people so inseparable.
Just like Mr. Boynton and myself, except that we're separable. I'd like to wear something sporty today. Let's see now, what do I have that looks real baseballish?
How about your gray dress with the wide-spreading sleeves?
No, not today, although it does make me look a little like a bat.
How about your seersucker house dress?
No, too formal. Oh, I know. A light green gabardine suit with a smart cardigan jacket.
Perfect. I'll get it for you right away, Connie.
Well, thanks a lot, Mrs. Davis.
Where is it?
In Sherry's department store. It'll cost you $110.
There you go, teasing me again. Oh, by the way, the boys weren't together last night. I wonder why. I ran into Stretch at the movies. He was sitting with a girl.
That's why. Who was the girl?
Harriet Conklin.
Harriet Conklin? But she's Walter's girl.
Oh, then maybe that's why Stretch cornered me in the lobby and asked me not to breathe a word of it to a living soul.
What does that make me? Oh, I know. It just slipped out. But whatever you do, Mrs. Davis, don't let it slip out in front of Walter. Don't even bring up the subject of movies.
Oh, I won't, Connie. I know how awful it is when somebody comes between two people who belong together.
Me too, Mrs. Davis. I've learned that little lesson the hard way through my association with Mr. Boynton.
But who comes between you and Mr. Boynton?
Mr. Boynton. I'll get it. Hello, boys. Come in.
Hello, Miss Brooks.
Well, how are Damon and Pythias today?
Damon who?
Damon and Pythias. They were good friends, Stretch, like you and Walter.
Oh, did they go to Madison?
Well, if they did, it was before my time.
Now, Miss Brooks was just acknowledging the fact that we're pals, Stretch. You know, like Lenny and George in Of Mice and Men.
Oh, I like that.
Stretch, don't tell me you read Of Mice and Men.
No, Walter read it to me. I like the part where George tells Lenny about the rabbits. You got to read that to me again sometime, Walter.
I will, Stretch.
You know, in a lot of ways, you two are just like Lenny and George. Especially Lenny.
Gee, I don't. How could Walter get to be manager of the baseball team if that's all the smart he was?
Walter wasn't my candidate for Lenny.
Oh, hello, boys.
Hello, Mrs. Davis.
How are you this morning?
Oh, we're fine, Mrs. Davis.
Sounds like the world's smallest choir.
I think it's wonderful the way you two boys stick together, sharing all your experiences. Why, you even share...
It's getting late, Mrs. Davis. We've got to run along now.
Yeah, run along now.
I almost let the cat out, didn't I?
What cat?
Our cat, Minerva. She almost slipped out between Mrs. Davis and the kitchen door.
Yeah, the kitchen door.
That's right, Walter. I'm getting so absent-minded lately. Can't even remember what I did one day ago. Of course, I remember going to the movies last night. That's where I saw... Oops!
You saw what?
Oops, it's an Eskimo movie. Starring Ingrid Eek. Come on, boys, we'll be late for school. Be careful, Stretch. You just missed that other car by inches.
What other car?
Oh. Walter, maybe you ought to drive.
Oh, don't be nervous, Miss Brooks. Stretch is a natural-born athlete. He's going to make a swell driver.
He's going to make a swell driver. Stretch, how long have you been driving an automobile?
There's absolutely nothing to worry about, Miss Brooks. I've been driving for days.
For days? How many days?
8. Well, 9 if you want to count the day I learned how.
I use a cinch to get it down pat, Miss Brooks. He remembers everything I taught him, don't you, Stretch?
I sure do, Walter. First, I gently depress the clutch pedal. Then I gently shift into first. Then I gently let the clutch off.
And then you gently pluck the pedestrians off the bumper. And Stretch, if you're going to pass another vehicle, please pass him on the... Oh,
you're just teasing me, Miss Brooks. We were miles away from that Bantam Roadster.
Bantam Roadster? That was a moving van. If you look in the rear-view mirror, you'll see the driver kneeling on the floor of the cab with his hands clasped.
You better cut down your speed a little, Stretch.
Sure, pal.
Attaboy. You know, Miss Brooks, Stretch and I have been pals ever since the day we met in your third-term English class.
I remember. That was 2 years ago, and we've all been together ever since. But it's nice that you're such good pals.
We sure are, Miss Brooks. There isn't anything that could make me feel any differently toward old Stretch here.
I hope not, Walter.
There's just one thing I gotta straighten him out about, Miss Brooks. That's girls. I gotta take old Stretch in hand.
You better use 2 hands.
Yeah, he's altogether too shy and retiring when it comes to the fair sex.
Oh, I am not.
You are too.
Oh, I am not.
You are too.
I'm laying 8 to 5 myself. Not to change the subject, too obviously, but what are we doing on this street? Is this a shortcut to school?
Oh, no, Miss Brooks. I told him to go this way. We're going to pick up my girl. You know, Harriet Conklin. Take it easy now, Stretch. Harriet lives right down this block here.
Yeah, I know.
What's that?
He said, whoa to that horse. almost ran away.
What horse?
Yeah, what horse?
How do you like that? He did run away. Well, here's the Conklin homestead, and there's Harriet right at the curb. We can pick her up and keep right on going to school. Please, Stretch. I didn't mean for you to pick her up on the fender.
Hello, Miss Brooks. Hi, Walter.
Good morning, Harriet. Welcome aboard.
I'll hold the door for you, Harriet. Get in back with me.
Thanks, Walter. Hello, Stretch.
Hi. Well, let's go.
Notice how much wider the back seat is, Harriet?
Why, yes, it does seem roomy for a convertible. How did you get that effect?
The right side fell off yesterday. I got it in my garage, though.
That's what I like about a convertible. In wet weather, you can always put the sides on.
How's the driving coming along, Stretch?
Fine.
You're not very talkative today, are you?
He's concentrating, Harriet. Keep it up, Stretch, old boy, old boy. Oh, say, Harriet, about last night. I'm sorry I couldn't take you to the movies, but I had to work on the baseball schedule.
Oh, I wouldn't want you to overlook the schedule, Walter. Don't worry about me. I had a thoroughly wonderful evening.
Oh, did you go to the movies anyway?
Of course.
With who?
With whom, Walter? You see, after the word with, which is a preposition.
With whom did you go with, Harriet?
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Boy, I'm sure glad baseball season is here. Boy, I sure like baseball, boy. Don't you, Miss Brooks?
And how, boy? I sure like baseball, boy. Don't you, Harriet, old boy?
Personally, I think there's nothing like a real romantic movie. Provided, of course, you're seeing it with the right party.
Me too. But like I just asked you, who are you with?
Whom? And I think I can answer that question, Walter. Mr. Boynton and I saw the same movie that Harriet saw.
Oh, what did y'all see?
Oh, it was the ideal picture for Mr. Boynton and myself. John Garfield and Jennifer Jones in We Were Strangers.
But Miss Brooks, I didn't see you there. Did you, Stretch?
Stretch? Well, how could he have seen anybody at the movies? He had to help his dad at the pet shop. At least, that's what he told me he had to do last night.
Sure, Walter. That's what I did have to do at the time when you asked me.
Well, here's the school. Good old Madison. Put the brake on, Stretch.
Where's the school, Miss Brooks?
Just one block back, Stretch. You'll have to sharpen your reflexes a little. Don't bother backing up. The walk will do us good.
Okay. If you'll all get out here, I'll find a place to park.
Will you wait a minute? I want to get something settled. Did you go to the movies last night, Stretch?
Sure, pal. My dad decided to close early, and I got 50 cents for helping out. So I just up and went.
And I guess you just up and ran into Harriet, huh?
Well, we did sit together, Walter, but...
My girl. My best girl and my best pal. Seeing movies behind my back.
How long have you been showing movies on your back? Oh, really, Walter? You're taking this much too seriously.
Please, Miss Brooks. I'll handle this in my own way. Stretch, you've made a fool out of me.
How could I, Walter?
Good question.
There's only one way to settle this thing. Meet me behind the handball court after school.
But, Walter, you can't mean you want to fight.
I must. I must get satisfaction.
Satisfaction? You'll get fractured. Now, let's discuss this thing calmly.
There's nothing more to discuss. I'll see you after school, you false friend.
Walter, wait, I'm going with you. I want to talk to you.
Go ahead, Harriet. Tell him that we just...
See you later, Stretch. Goodbye, Miss Brooks.
Goodbye, Harriet.
Oh, this is awful. What'll I do, Miss Brooks? I just bumped into Harriet accidentally, and she insisted that we sit together. I can't fight Walter. I'm almost a foot taller than him. And besides, I ain't mad.
Well, just relax, Stretch. I think there's a way out of this impending duel. You see, inasmuch as he challenged you, you've got the choice of weapons.
I have?
Certainly. And I think I know a way you two can battle without anyone getting hurt a bit.
How's that, Miss Brooks?
You'll fight a battle of wits.
Starring Eve Arden will continue in just a moment, but first, here is Vern Smith.
Here's wonderful news, ladies. Wonderful, wonderful news. Now there's something thrillingly new in Palmolive Soap's famous beauty lather. Yes, something thrillingly new. Palmolive's famous beauty lather now brings you new fragrance, new charm, new allure.
Millions of women will prefer Beauty Lather Palmolive over all other leading toilet soaps the minute they try it. For Palmolive Soap's famous Beauty Lather now has a new, clean, flower-fresh fragrance for new allure, new charm.
So, ladies, forget all other beauty care and use Palmolive soap the way doctors advise for a lovelier complexion. Just stop improper cleansing and instead wash your face with Palmolive soap 3 times a day, massaging Palmolive's wonderful beauty lather onto your skin for 60 seconds each time to get its full beautifying effect. And then rinse. That's all. All types of skin, young, older, oily, respond to it quickly. Don't wait another day to try Palmolive's beauty lather. You'll be thrilled by its new fragrance, new charm, new allure. Thrilled again by the fresher, brighter complexion doctors prove may soon be yours.
For new loveliness all over, use big bath-size Palmolive in tub or shower.
Well, by lunchtime, the news of the impending grudge match between Walter and Stretch had spread throughout the school. Interest was at fever pitch. In fact, you'd think that Joe Lewis had just announced that he was going to fight again. Still determined to stop this one-sided brawl between 6'5" Stretch and 5'6" Walter, I went right to the source of the trouble and had a heart-to-heart with Harriet Conklin. It's up to you to prevent this fight, Harriet. You've got to tell Walter that your meeting with Stretch was accidental.
But it isn't just last night, Miss Brooks. Walter knows that for weeks now, Stretch hasn't been able to keep his eyes off me.
How does Walter know that?
I reminded him. Besides, they won't really hurt each other, Miss Brooks. And it'll do Walter a lot of good to fight. Win or lose, it'll make a bigger man out of him.
I agree, Harriet, but only until the swelling goes down.
Golly, Miss Brooks, think of the romance of it. 2 knights of old jousting for their lady fair. I'll bet you'd like it if Mr. Boynton was fighting for your favor.
Mr. Boynton?
Well, yes. Can't you just picture Mr. Boynton in a suit of armor? Can't you just see him riding forth to do battle?
Yes, I can, Harriet. Mounted on a big, fiery frog. No, I don't think Mr. Boynton would. Or would he?
But don't you see, Miss Brooks? I've got to make myself more desirable to Walter because of Daddy's feelings toward him.
What are Daddy's feelings toward him?
Loathing, mostly. You should have heard how Daddy described Walter the other day when he drove me home from school. Right to his face, he called him a teenage waste of time on wheels.
Well, I didn't know your father had it in him. But I've got to stop this fight whether you like it or not, Harriet. And your mentioning Mr. Boynton has given me a good idea. In fact, it's given me a couple of good ideas, but that one will have to wait.
Come in. Well, it's Miss Brooks.
Hello, Mr. Boynton. I missed you in the cafeteria today.
Oh, I didn't go to the cafeteria today, Miss Brooks.
Oh, I guess that's why I missed you in the cafeteria today.
I brought some sandwiches with me from home so I could have lunch with McDougal here. You remember Mac, my pet frog?
Of course. Hi, Mac. He sounds like he enjoyed his sandwich. Mr. Boynton, the reason I came into the laboratory was to... Say, what's that scent in here?
Oh, that's a new deodorant, Miss Brooks. It's called Sweet Air. Pretty fancy, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Makes the white mice smell like mink. But as I started to say, Mr. Boynton, I stopped in here to ask you to do something for me.
Anything, Miss Brooks?
Well, Did you say anything, Mr. Boynton?
Yes, I did.
Then, Mr. Boynton... Now, cut it out, Connie, one thing at a time. Mr. Boynton, I came here to ask you to stop a fight.
A fight? Oh, you mean between Stretch Snodgrass and Walter Denton?
You know about it?
Oh, the whole school knows about it. But I'm afraid it's too late to stop it, Miss Brooks. In fact, I've arranged to get the boxing gloves and have a temporary ring built in the gym during the next period.
A ring? Why, then you're actually promoting this ridiculous...
Well, now, take it easy, Miss Brooks. It's better than having them fight in the street with their fists. This way, they'll get it all out of their systems and be better friends afterwards.
But they're the best of friends now. Up to this morning, anyway. Why, Stretch worships Walter Denton.
Well, a few rounds of boxing won't change that. In fact, after the fight, Stretch will be closer to Walter than ever before.
Only if he acts as a pallbearer. Stretch is almost a foot taller than Walter, Mr. Boynton.
Oh, that's nothing. It just means that Walter will have to get in close under his opponent's guard. Well, I remember when I was in grade school, a great big fellow picked a fight with me. He must have been 8 inches taller than I was. But I remembered what I'd learned in gym about the smaller fella getting in close. Well, the fight didn't take very long. One punch and it was all over.
Really, Mr. Boynton?
Yes, I didn't get in close enough. But I had lots of fights after that.
You did? Tell me, Mr. Boynton, in these boyhood fights of yours, were there any girls involved?
Gosh, no, Miss Brooks. I wouldn't hit a girl.
Well, bravo for you. Well, what I mean is, take now, for instance. If you walked into a movie some night and saw me with another man, what would you say to him?
Do I know the man?
Certainly not.
Well, I wouldn't say anything to him. I don't believe in talking to strangers. Of course, if you introduced me to him,
It just happens that this man picked me up in front of the movie.
Oh, that isn't very nice. The least he could have done was pick you up at home.
Let me paint another picture for you, Sir Galahad. You and I have a dinner date. As we're going through the door of the restaurant, a tall, dark man with a big black mustache purposely jostles me. What do you do, Mr. Boynton?
Are we going into the restaurant or coming out of the restaurant?
I've got one more picture to paint, and then I'm going to throw away my easel. You and I are seated in a parked car on Lakeview Drive. All of a sudden, a man's face appears on your side of the car.
I know. He's a cop. He's holding a flashlight on us, and he says, "What are you two doing in there?" And then I say, "Nothing, officer." And he says, "Then you get out and hold the flashlight." Isn't it?
Well? Now that you've defended me with your last drop of blood, Ronald, let's leave this tropical paradise and return to Liverpool. I'm sure Papa will give you your old job back.
My old job?
Yes, measuring orange rind in his marmalade factory. There's a hot one you can kick around for a while. Now, I'm going down to Mr. Conklin's office. He'll put a stop to this fighting nonsense.
Oh, but Miss Brooks...
Goodbye, Mr. Boynton. Then you get out and hold the flashlight. Oh, fine. He just got it. Mr. Conklin, how do you feel about prize fighting?
Well, I'm a little out of condition, but Oh, you mean in general?
I mean here at Madison. I think you should know that there's a so-called grudge match going to be fought this afternoon between two of our students.
A grudge match? Where?
In the gym. They're even building a temporary ring for it.
I forbid it. Personal combat is no longer the civilized way to settle personal differences.
Oh, good for you, Mr. Conklin. I was hoping you'd react that way, especially since the fight is over your own daughter, Harriet.
Harriet? What has she got to do with this?
Well, you see, Harriet was at a movie last night with Stretch Snodgrass.
Stretch Snodgrass? Madison star athlete? Is he sweet on Harriet?
Only from a distance, Mr. Conklin. But she's been going around with Walter Denton steadily, and when he found out...
Walter Denton? Why, he's nothing but a
teenage waste of time on wheels.
Brilliantly put, Miss Brooks. Although a little reminiscent.
But about this fight, Mr. Conklin. Stretch is so much taller than Walter, he has every advantage.
Yes, he has, hasn't he? What time is this fight going to be held, Miss Brooks?
But, Mr. Conklin, aren't you going to stop it?
Stop it? I'm going to referee it. Attention, please. Quiet, please. Quiet. Miss Brooks, if you'll just ring the bell for me, please.
Yes, Mr. Conklin.
Now, as you all know, this is a grudge fight between two members of our undergraduate body. On my left, wearing purple trunks and weighing 128, I give you Madison's outstanding athlete, a four-letter man of whom any school should justly be proud. Stretch Snodgrass. And on my right, wearing black trunks and a catcher's mask, I give... Take that mask off, Denton. I give you Walter Denton. I will referee the bout while counting for the knockdowns. We will have our Miss Brooks. Now, inasmuch as many of you couldn't get close enough to this temporary ring to see the contest, Miss Brooks will also officiate at the PA system to bring you a blow-by-blow account of the proceedings. Are you all ready, Miss Brooks?
1, 2, 3. Woof, woof. Testing. Woof.
Then if you boys will join me in the center of the ring, I'll give you your final instructions.
As the fighters go to the center of the ring, just a word of reminder. Boys, if, like Walter Denton, you're about to get your head knocked off, why not put an Adam's hat on it first? And now let's listen to the referee's instructions.
Mark of Queensbury rule. I am here for one reason and one reason only, to see that fair play is strictly observed. You will at all times be honestly and impartially judged. Now then, Stretch.
Yes, Mr. Conklin?
I want you to be sure and go to a neutral corner every time Denton is on the floor. And you, Denton?
Yes, sir?
Where do you want your body? Oh, well, I have. Now then, you two, I want a good, clean fight, and may the better man win. And win quickly, Stretch. Go to your corners. Come out fighting.
There goes the bell, folks. Oh, Walter's down. Fell over his shoelace. Now it's tied, and the two men meet in the center of the ring. They're cautious at first. Walter is dancing lightly around, left arm extended. Stretch is dancing around. Now they're dancing around together. Mr. Conklin breaks them, and once more they circle around carefully. Now, here it is, the first exchange.
Well, come on, Stretch. Why don't you throw a punch?
Oh, I don't want to hit you first, Walter. You hit me first.
No. You hit me first.
No, you hit me first.
They're going at it hammer and tong. Mostly tong.
Come on, fight.
I ain't mad at you, Walter.
Come on, man, mix it up, mix it up. This crowd came here to see a fight.
Oh, gosh, Miss Brooks. It looks like they're really going to start hitting each other.
Not while I'm at the bell. And there's the end of round one. Walter Denton is in the corner right above us. How do you feel, Walter?
He didn't lay a glove on me.
I know. Let's see how Stretch is doing over in his corner. His seconds are just giving him a good gargle. He can use it. He was pretty eloquent in that last round. Now he's on his feet, and Mr. Conklin is motioning for the second round to begin. There they go again. Both men still pretty fresh and ready for each other's best dialogue.
Listen, you two. You've got to do some fighting this round.
Yes, sir. Come on, Walter. Take a poke at me.
No, Stretch. You take a poke at me.
I can't. Not while I'm looking at you.
Me. We'll just close our eyes and swing, and then the crowd will think we're really fighting. Come on. He's out cold. Gosh, Miss Brooks, I didn't mean to do it.
He'll be all right in a minute, Walter. And you mustn't feel badly about it. This is the way the crowd wanted it to end. You heard them cheering, didn't you?
But I don't care about the crowd, Miss Brooks. I just care about my pal, Stretch.
He's perfectly all right. Stretch. Come on, Stretch. Tell Walter you're all right.
Yeah, sure. I'm okay, Walter. Let's shake hands.
You bet, pal.
And now that you and the students have had complete satisfaction, there's one thing I'd like you to do for me.
Sure, Miss Brooks. What is it?
Well, while he's still out, you two had better carry Mr. Conklin down to his office.
Our Miss Brooks returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Only Luster Cream brings you Kay Dumas' magic formula blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Gives loveliness lather even in hardest water. Glamorizes your hair as you wash it. Luster Cream. Not a soap, not a liquid, but a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen. Soft, manageable. Gives new beauty to all hairdos or permanents. 4-ounce jar, $1. Smaller sizes, either tubes or jars. Tonight, try Luster Cream Shampoo and be a...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a luster cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, we took Mr. Conklin back to his office, and it didn't take long for him to come to.
Where am I? What happened?
It was an accident, Mr. Conklin.
Denton, you struck me.
But he didn't mean it, Mr. Conklin.
Didn't mean it. I saw him winding up.
But it was an accident, Mr. Conklin. All Walter did was close his eyes like this, then pull his arm back like this, and then swing like this.
Well, Madison isn't the only high school you boys can attend.
Next week, tune into another Our Miss Brooks show brought to you by Palmolive Soap, Your Beauty Hope, and Luster Clean Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair.
Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written and directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch.
Men, here is actual, factual proof of more comfortable, actually smoother shaves by using Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream. 1,251 men tried the Palmolive Lather way to shave described on the tube. And no matter how they had shaved before, 3 out of 4 got more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Try Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream. See if you don't get more comfortable, actually smoother shaves the Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream way.
For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North, the exciting, fun-packed adventures of an amateur detective and his beautiful wife. Tune in Tuesday evenings over most of these same stations. And be with us again next week at this same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Bob Lamont speaking. Stay tuned now for Life with Luigi, which follows over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Of Avalon cigarettes, please.
Yes, sir. Oh, just a moment, sir. Don't forget your change. You'd never guess, but Avalon's cost you less.
So why not always travel on with Avalon?
Good evening, friends. Good evening. This is Del King saying welcome to Avalon Time with Kurt Massey, Edna Stillwell, Jeanette, the Avalon Chorus, Bob Strong and his orchestra, and radio's red-headed ragamuffin, Richard Red Skelton. The orchestra opens the program with Jumpin' Jive. Gentlemen, when we say you'd never guess Avalon's cost you less, we mean just exactly that. Judging by the quality, you'd never guess they cost 3 to 5 cents less per pack than other popular price brands. They're 100% union made from a superfine blend of the world's choicest Turkish and domestic tobaccos. You couldn't get higher quality tobaccos in any other cigarette, regardless of price, regardless of brand. And this unsurpassed Avalon quality is yours, plus the saving of 3 to 5 cents on every pack you smoke, a saving that's certainly worthwhile. Ladies and gentlemen, Avalon's offer so much, they deserve a trial. Get a pack tonight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you Red Skelton, the streamlined Jester, in his 3-act comedy concoction, number 1, Headline Hokum, number 2, A Slice of Life, and number 3, his new public service, Send Out Skelton. First now, Headline Hokum. We send you that safe but not sane snooping scamp that scoots in on the sanctity of your shelters every Saturday, that St. Vitus screwball with the sandblast of spicy satire, Red Skelton.
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And now for the news. Springfield, Illinois. The Moody Brothers stay up in their plane 343 hours. Boy, what some people won't do to miss this program. Atlantic City, New Jersey. The annual beauty contest held in Atlantic City brings hundreds of glamour girls to the seashore. I was with a glamour girl last night. I go with her every Friday. That's when she gets her allowance. She's a beautiful girl, though. She's a debutante. She came out in 1935 on parole. She's lovely. She's a little fat, but she got plenty of oomph. In fact, every time she sits down, the sofa goes She's really lovely, though. If you'd like to meet her, she's always in the nicest places. If you'd like to meet her next week, she's wrestling at White City. Chicago, Illinois. The American Legion uses Chicago for this year's convention. That's fine. They can use Lake Michigan for a chaser. My uncle was at the last convention they held here in Chicago. You probably read about him. He was the one that got some sleep. Well, we wish the boys a lot of luck, and I hope they find Elmer. New York City, New York. There's a rumor that Peggy Joyce's hobby is collecting stamps. That must be a misprint. Washington, D.C. Republicans look for 1940 victory. Ripley looks for Republicans. Akron, Ohio. Boys from coast to coast compete in the soapbox derby at Akron. Those soapbox derbies are a lot of fun. When I was a kid, though, they didn't have soapbox derbies. In fact, they didn't even have soap. Well, that just about washes up the news for tonight. So at this time, Jeanette will sing, I Poured My Heart Into a Song. Sing it pretty, Jeanette, but pretty...
I put my heart into a song, and when you hear it, please remember from the start, you won't be hearing just the words and tune of a song. You will be listening to my heart. My heart into a song, and I'm afraid the words I chose are not so smart. I couldn't think of clever things to say in my song. I had to say it with my heart. If it's never played on the hit parade, it will still contain a heart that is beating true. If it's not a hit, I won't mind a bit, long as it conveys the love that I bear for you. My heart wrapped in a song, and if you take it, please don't tear my song apart. For if you do, you won't be just destroying a song. You will be tearing up my heart.
Say, Skelton, how's the other new department coming along?
Oh, you mean our playlist called The Slice of Life?
Yeah.
Oh, it's swell. A lot of folks I talk to seem to like the idea of us doing things that happen in everyday life. Things that you do and that I do. In fact, everybody does.
What's the one about tonight?
Well, it's about a couple who've been married for just a year, and they're suffering from relative sickness.
Relative sickness?
Yeah, you know, taxation without representation. You set the scene.
Okay, Red.
Okay, then.
The time, 6:30. The place, somewhere in your hometown. As the scene opens, we find Edna Stillwell playing the part of the beautiful wife, and Red Skelton steps out of character and plays the part of the handsome husband. The husband is just coming home from work. Listen.
Hiya, honey.
Is that you, dear?
Well, yes, sir. What are you crying about?
Well, I was going to surprise you, and I baked a cake, and I put it on the table to cool, and the dog ate it.
Oh, well, don't feel so bad. I'll buy you another dog tomorrow. Come on, now, don't cry. Look, you know what the day is? It's our first wedding anniversary, and here, I brought you some flowers.
For me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're beautiful. Both of them.
You like them? For a dime more, I could have got some with petals.
Gee, it doesn't seem like we've been married a year, does it?
No. Remember a couple of years ago, every day I used to ask you to be my wife.
And I always said no.
Yeah. Those were the happiest days of my life. Say, where's your brother? Don't tell me that he's left.
No, he's sleeping in the next room. And don't wake him up.
Don't worry, I won't wake him up.
Maybe you better take off your shoes and walk around in your bare feet.
I don't have to take off my shoes to do that. Hey, and by the way, when that guy wakes up, I want to talk to him. He caught my watch last night, and I want to know what he did with it.
Well, from what he told me, it ran in the 5th race today at Washington Park.
Did he hawk my watch? No, that's the last straw. When he wakes up, I'm going to tell him to pack his racing for him and get out of here. Been living here 6 months already.
Why do you hate my brother?
I don't hate him. Only he gets on my nerves if I had any left. Wearing my clothes and shaving out on the front porch. I wouldn't mind him shaving out there if he'd wear a shirt. Big show-off. He just wants the neighbors to see he's got big muscles.
You're just jealous because you don't have big muscles.
Yeah. Who ain't got big muscles? Get a load of that arm. Solid as a bag of potatoes.
Yeah. Mashed potatoes.
Yeah. That's for me. I'm not home.
I'll get it. Hello? Oh, hello, Merle.
Merle?
Oh, I'd love to go shopping with you tomorrow if it's a nice day.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Richard, Merle wants me to go shopping with her tomorrow if it's a nice day. Look in the paper and see what the weather report says.
Weather report tomorrow. Rain, lightning, thunder, hurricane, tornado, earthquake, flood, and slightly cloudy, dear.
Hey, Sid, is that call for me?
I'll call you back, dear. Brother just woke up.
Hi, Sid. Hi, Stooge.
Yeah, hi. Stooge? Hey, what's the idea of wearing my galoshes?
I was taking a shower. I didn't want to get your shoes wet.
Well, that was very thoughtful of you, big lazy galoot.
Say, you wearing that blue suit tonight?
Yes, I'm going to wear my blue suit tonight.
Oh, that's swell, and I can wear the gray one. Well, I'll be right back. I'm just going out on the front porch. Call me when dinner's ready.
Oh, don't worry. We'll call you. And this time when you come in, open the door.
Hey, where's your razor? I think I'll shave while I'm out on the front porch.
Now, listen, do you have to shave on the outside?
Certainly, Dope. What do you think I am, fur lined?
Now, that settles it. One of us has got to tell that vulture to find a new ruse. Now, who's going to tell him to beat it?
Now, let's not start that again.
Now, listen, when I married you, not your whole family. Listen, that guy's got to leave.
All right. I'll tell you what we'll do.
What?
Well, tonight at dinner, we'll get in an argument about the lemonade.
Yeah?
I'll say it's too sweet, and you say it's too sour.
So what?
And whoever Brother sticks up for, well, the other one will tell him to get out.
Well, why didn't we think of that 6 months ago? Hey, is dinner ready?
Yes, it's ready. Go call him.
Okay. Brother. Oh, brother, dear. Dinner's ready.
I'm coming, Dope.
Dope.
Boy, it sure looks tasty, and I'm hungry as a bear.
Hey, that T-bone steak sure looks good. Didn't it? Hey, did you put any sugar in this lemonade? It's awful sour.
It can't be sour. I put a whole cup of sugar in the pitcher.
Well, taste it. It tastes sour to me. It tastes like pickle juice.
Well, it tastes sweet to me.
Well, I still say it's sour.
It is not. It's sweet.
It's sour. Now, look, there's no... Wait a minute. Look, we'll leave it up to your brother. Hey, you. You taste it and tell us what you think of it.
Listen, sweet or sour, I'm staying another 6 months.
Strong and his orchestra playing Comes Love. now we come to the department of the third part, the Send-Out Skeleton Service. A new and unique service foisted on the American public by Red Skelton and seconded by anybody who wants to take the day off and doesn't care what happens to his job. We now take you to Red Skelton's office where Edna Stillwell is his secretary.
Good morning. This is Send-Out Skelton Service. If you're feeling null, he'll fill the void. Yes, Mr. Skelton will do anything. Yes. Oh, very well. Mr. Skelton will do it for you.
Hot stuff, boy. Another job. What's that guy want me to do for him?
10 years at Leavenworth.
Hey, I can't do that.
Oh, don't get excited. That was Mr. Ketchum from the Ketchum and Matrimonial Bureau.
Oh.
He wants you to take his place.
You mean the guy that finds husbands and wives for people? Where's he going today?
Out looking for his wife.
Oh.
He wants you to find a husband for that much-married heiress. You know, Brenda Dazzle.
Brenda
She
Dazzle?
used to import all of her husbands from Europe.
Oh.
But it seems she's tired of taking a foreign count. And this time she's going native.
My gosh. Think how this news will shock Europe. Now they'll never be able to pay the war debt. Well, it ought to be easy to find a husband for anybody with $100 million. Well, let's see. Who can I get for? Whoever that is, he's one of them. Hey, are you a bachelor?
Well, I ain't Papa Zion.
Hercules, boy, you arrived in the nick of time. I need a husband.
Oh, my goodness, Mr. Skelton. Do you feel all right?
I mean, an heiress needs a husband. Look, how would you like to be the glamour boy of 1940?
Oh, heavens, it'd be wonderful if it's okay with Jim Farley.
You can be the one with hair. Now, let's see, who else can we take over there?
Hey, you want me to clean up in here?
Now, don't start anything. Oh, it's Andy, the janitor. Hey, here's another prospect. Say, Andy, you haven't fallen in love yet, have you? I mean, you're still too loved for the love bug, ain't she?
Yep. Love still finds Andy hardy.
Well, that's swell. Now, come on, fellas. We'll hop in the cab and we'll go right over there. Say, Edna, what's that address where we can find this Brenda Dazzle?
At the corner of Dunn and Brad Street.
Yeah. Well, okay, now, come on, fellas. Just think, we're pioneers in a way. Why, this is a new era. Prosperity's here. Our heiresses are starting to buy American. 60,
hey, what's up,
70.
Bugs? My cab ain't going that fast.
No, but my dough is. I'm watching the meter. Better get those brakes fixed up. Everybody out. How much is it, driver?
$1, including the tip.
Well, what will it be without the tip?
4 days in the hospital.
Okay, driver, you better come in with us, too. Boy, is this a swanky-looking place. I'll knock here on the door. Uh-oh, I think she's coming. I see her through the window.
Well, since when did they put windows on keyholes?
Oh, how do you do, Miss Dazzle?
Oh, men. 4 of them.
Uh-oh, you better stick close, boys. You ain't much, but you're men.
Well, come right in and just step into my trophy room till I fix my hair.
Okay, Miss Dazzle. Come on, boys. We'll go in this room over here. Hey, boy, what a trophy room. Look at the pictures and souvenirs of all of our ex-husbands. Look what this says on this one. First husband, caught on the continent, 1926. Thought he was an English peer. Turned out to be Liverpool Doc.
Say, here's a third husband set of store teeth, rampant in the Hunker Cafe. And, oh, look here, her 5th husband's toupee. Probably just a heirloom.
Hey, come here, folks. Get a load of this one, will you? James Snuffy. What a name. Age 54, divorced. Had dough and refused to kick in. Wait, get a load of this one, though. Oscar O'Shaw, age 98, divorced. Had the dough but refused to kick off. How about that? Shh, here comes old Brenda Dazzle.
Oh, what a room full of remembrance.
Yeah, it's quite a gathering here. Say, tell me, Miss Dazzle, how long have you been at this matrimonial bingo?
Just long enough to make me realize how fickle men are. Do you know how I won all these men?
Sure, lady. You hit the jerk pot.
Now, Miss Dazzle, these men are the ones I brought over as prospective American husbands.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe they were something you picked up on a scavenger hunt.
Oh, no, they're old gentlemen here. Say, driver, how would you like to marry Miss Dazzle?
Under the influence of chloroform.
Don't be a dope. Why, she's got $100 million. That's 100 million reasons why you should marry her.
Maybe, but I got 10 reasons for not marrying her.
Yeah, what are they?
A wife and 9 kids. I'm scrapped.
Well, that's one down. How about you, Andy? Would you like to marry Miss Dazzle?
Yes, Gramps. What have you got that I don't want?
I don't want to marry nobody.
Well, think of the money she's got, Andy.
Oh, shucks, I don't need it. I got myself a ticket on the sweepstake, and janitors always wins them. That's so wrong, I got a date with a mop bucket.
Yeah, well, I really saved the best for the last. He's really your type, Miss Dazzle. Hey, Herky, pretend that you're a caveman, will you?
Oh, you big, strong, muscular man.
Oh, say, well, don't let these muscles fool you. You know, very few people know I take my setting up exercises sitting down.
Will I marry you? Yes.
Oh, heavens, I couldn't marry you, Miss Dazzle.
Why not?
Because my mom makes me get home every night before 9 o'clock, and I hear the curfew now, so you do. I'll see you later.
I don't know. I did my best try to find you a husband, Miss Dazzle, but try to sell you 3 of them. None of them say maybe you've got a picture in your mind of your next husband, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
I have.
Oh.
And he's about 26 years old.
That's a funny thing. You know, I'm 26 years old.
And my dream man is over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm over 6 feet tall.
And he has red hair.
I got red hair.
And he has a face just like yours.
That's funny. I got a face just like mine.
Oh, can't you see? I want you to speak for yourself, John boy.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, come to my arms.
Now, get away.
Kiss me, my fool.
Here, now, cut it out, will you? Now, don't try to throw your arms around me. Here, now, cut it out.
Why, Mr. Skelton, I believe you're actually scared of me.
Oh, me? I should say I am not.
Then, for goodness sake, come down off that chandelier.
Mexicali Rose, an old song of the heart that has been made new again by its warm sentiment and lovely melody. Kirk Massey and the Avalon Chorus sing it for you now. Kirk?
Mexicali Rose, stop crying. I'll come back to you some sunny day. Every night you know that I'll be pining. Every hour here while I'm away. Every hour seems like years. Dry those big brown eyes and smile, dear. Banish all those tears and please don't sigh. Kiss me once again and hold me. Mexicali Rose, goodbye. Mexicali Rose, stop crying. I'll be coming back to you some sunny day. Every night you know that I'll be pining. Every hour a year when I'm away. Dry those big brown eyes and smile, dear. Banish all those tears and please don't sigh. Once again and hold me. Mexicali Rose, goodbye. I'll say goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's something I overheard in a crowded streetcar the other day. Yes, it was about Avalon cigarettes, and it went like this.
Say, kid, have you tried those Avalon cigarettes? My boss smokes them all the time, and I was 18. And can you imagine? They cost 3 to 5 cents less. Like I said to the girls, I says, if Avalons are good enough for a swell like my boss, why should I be the one to pay more?
And friends, the little lady was right. Avalons are exceptionally fine cigarettes, unsurpassed in quality. They're made from a smooth, mild blend of the highest quality Turkish and domestic tobaccos. In fact, you couldn't get finer quality tobaccos in any other cigarette, regardless of price, regardless of brand. And still, union-made Avalons cost 3 to 5 cents less per pack than other popular price cigarettes. A repeated saving that will turn into many, many extra dollars in a surprisingly short time. Truly, ladies and gentlemen, Avalons are the cigarette buy of today. So like I says to the boys, try a pack of Avalons tonight.
Well, Del, a couple more TikToks. We'll have another forgotten program to forget.
That's right, Red. You know, I like this new setup, though. Your headline hokum, your slice of life, and the send-out skeleton service.
You did?
They're really getting someplace.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Say, do you think Mr. Avalon's got the right dope on this show?
Well, he says you'll do till the right dope comes along.
Oh, what's the use? So, good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Remember, friends, during the week when you ask for Avalons,
don't forget your change.
So why not always travel on with Avalon?
Yes, you'd never guess, but Avalons cost only 10 cents plus city or state tax.
Be with us next Saturday evening at the same time when the Brown & Williamson Tobacco Corporation will again present Avalon Time. Del King speaking. Good night.
Included on the show tonight, the tune I Poured My Heart Into a Song, which is from the production Second Center. Avalon Time reaches you from our Chicago studios. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is book. B-O-O-K.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
That's me, Groucho Marx. Well, here I am again with $3,000 for one of our couples. Fenneman, who's supposed to try for it?
Well, Groucho, we invited some CBs and some patent attorneys to our program tonight. And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected CB Henry Cano and patent attorney Bob Hodgson. And here they are, gentlemen. Right over here and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, welcome, boys, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you see every day. CB and a patent attorney, Henry Cano. You're the CB. Where are you from, Henry?
Monterey, California, the first capital of California.
First capital of California?
Right.
This isn't the first capital I had in California. I had about $300 when I came here. Bob Hodgson. Where are you from, Bob?
Berkeley, California.
Are you married, Bob?
Yes, I am.
Now, how'd you meet your wife?
Well, I was out pheasant hunting, and...
You married a pheasant?
No, I ended up bagging a chicken.
That was your wife?
Yeah.
Did she know that you were...
She was pheasant hunting, too.
Oh. But she knows you call her a chicken in public life?
Oh, sure.
And she doesn't resent that?
Mm-hmm. She thinks it's a compliment.
Yeah. She'll be laying for you when you get home. Henry, Cano, how long have you been in the service?
12 years, sir.
12 years. I don't want to seem to be too curious, but may I ask how old you are?
No, go ahead.
CB's are landing early tonight. Well, okay. How old are you, Henry?
51.
You must be the ancient mariner. Aren't you pretty old for the Navy?
No. The Navy CBs, they take men from 18 to 64.
They're looking for men from 18 to 64, huh?
Right, sir.
Better stop making jokes about the draft board, huh? Well, could I volunteer? I've had a lot of experience, Henry.
Yes, if you can fit in between 18 and 64.
Well, I'm reluctant to reveal my precise age, Henry, but when those patriots dumped that tea in Boston Harbor, I opened every bag for them. And, Bob, you're a patent attorney, eh? What's the difference between a patent attorney and an ordinary lawyer?
Well, a patent attorney specializes entirely in patent matters.
Well, you're just the man I'm looking for. Would you be interested in getting me a patent on my smokeless tobacco?
Smokeless tobacco?
Uh-huh.
Well, what good is that if you can't smoke it?
Well, it's for chewing. Suppose I had a really good invention. Would you get it patented?
If it's really good, if it's any good.
Mm-hmm. If it's any good, I'd patent it myself. What do you have to know about my invention?
Well, what is it? How does it work?
Oh, it's good for 1,000 things. You can open padlocks with it. You could pin the baby's diaper, wire typewriters together. Now, how would I get a gadget like that protected?
It sounds to me like a hairpin.
Skip it. Would you be interested in a hot mink coat? This one is really hot. It's still on the mink. Now, ship ahoy. Do you always wear a sailor suit like this?
Oh, not always. Sometimes we wear jeans.
You do, eh? Whose jeans? And what is she wearing all this time?
Jeans are dungarees.
Oh, dungarees. And where do you wear your jeans?
Oh, around the base.
I certainly can't think of a better place to wear them. You know, sailor suits have always intrigued me. I want to know the truth now. Do you wear a belt or suspenders?
No, sir. We have 13 buttons.
Well, why just 13? Why do you wear 13 buttons?
Hold my pants up.
That's the first time I was ever stung by a sea bee. Now, exactly what do the sea bees do for the Navy?
Well, they're out on the advanced bases, building airstrips, ammunition dumps, fuel dumps, dry docks, just about everything that can possibly be done while the sea bees can do it in the advanced bases.
Well, what is a dry dock? Is that a dock that won't get prescriptions?
That's right.
Now, in all your years in the service, has anything unusual ever happened to you?
Yes. One Christmas Eve, we were stationed in Midway.
Midway to what?
Midway in the Pacific. Well, on this particular Christmas Eve...
I may throw you in irons before the evening is over. All right, here you are at Midway. What happened?
Well, on this Christmas Eve, beer was awful hard to get a hold of, and we saved up our chits so we could have this beer on Christmas Eve. We had enough chits to get 2 cases of beer. And, of course, we couldn't drink it any place. We had a hideout in the revetment. We're having a lot of fun drinking beer. And in walks a Marine with a grenade in his hand. And he says, "Scatter." And he pulled this grenade out of his pocket, pulled the pin, and he threw it amongst us. We run, and we hit the deck about 100 yards from where the revetment was. So we lay there for about 10 minutes. No noise, no explosion. So we went on back there. There was no beer and no Marine.
Did you plant those Marines out front who applaud for you tonight there in the third row? Are those Marines, Henry? Right there, those. Oh, I see. I better keep my mouth shut. That's his CO, he just told me. Now that you've no doubt done a lot for the Seabees, but do you expect to get anything out of the service, Henry?
Yes.
What?
Me.
Well, have you tried slugging the Admiral? Well, even though your duties are different, I imagine the Seabees and the regular sailors go through the same maneuvers when they're ashore on a weekend pass, don't they, Henry?
Oh, no. It takes a sailor 2 hours to find a inch in a part. It only takes a Seabee 10 minutes.
What do you do?
Build it.
And Henry, while you're building that bench, the Marines come along and take your girl away.
Oh, you don't know the Seabees.
No, but I know girls, huh? Well, you make an unusual couple, and if I ever need a park bench, I'll consult my attorney. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play your Bet Your Life for a chance at the $3,000 question. Right now, I want you to listen carefully to what Fenneman has to say.
You know, it's a good feeling to have complete confidence in the automobile dealer you go to, no matter why you've come in, whether it's about a new car or just a simple repair job. And that's the way thousands of car owners all across the country feel about their DeSoto Plymouth dealer. The reason is that DeSoto Plymouth dealers try to treat a customer fairly and squarely every time. These dealers, in addition to having the best service facilities, handle 2 of the finest cars built. The DeSoto is a beautiful car with long, clean lines, and it's such a comfortable car to be inside as well as to drive. It starts with a twist of the ignition key. It lets you drive without shifting. And as you drive, you sit on comfortable chair-high seats. Your steering is feather light. Yes, a DeSoto means comfort. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the car that likes to be compared. So look for those two great names linked together. DeSoto, Plymouth.
Now, let's see if you two will get a chance at the $3,000. Fenneman, explain the rules.
All right. You each bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $3,000 question later on in the show.
Okay, here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected famous United States generals as your category. Now, here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you try?
Let's make it 10. Yeah.
10. 10? You have to split this swag with the CO out there? Huh? All right, what is the name of the general who commanded the Southern forces during the Civil War?
Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee is correct.
And you fellas are on your way. You now have $30.
You got $30. Remember, you're going for $3,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $30 will you bet on your second question?
29.
29, man. Now, what is the name of the general who commanded the Union forces during the Civil War?
Grant.
Grant is right.
Well, you two fellas are really climbing now. You have $59.
You got $59. Here's your third question. How much of the 59 you going to go for?
Shoot it all? No, this is the third question?
This is the third question.
Let's make it 58.
$58. Okay. What is the name of the general who commanded the American Expeditionary Forces in World War I?
Pershing.
Pershing is right.
This climbing, man, you have $117.
All right, you got $117. I didn't know Fenneman could count that accurately.
Scared me, too.
This is your last chance to beat the other couples. Now, how much of the money you're going to go for? $117.
Shoot the works.
Shoot the works, man. He's right back in the battleship. What is the name of the general who wrote the book Crusade in Europe?
Dwight Eisenhower.
Eisenhower!
Well, you fellas, you wind up with a grand total of $234.
Thanks for good luck. The soda Plymouth dealers. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. I take no chances.
Yeah? Gotcha, the secret word is still book.
Book, huh?
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a produce clerk, Max Candiotti, and his partner is a housewife from the studio audience, Mrs. Paulette Tidrow. Folks, come over here and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life, and if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you see every day. Max Candiotti, eh?
Yes.
And Mrs. Paulette Tidrow.
That's right.
Produce clerk and a housewife, huh? Mrs. Tidrow, where are you from?
I'm originally from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. And Max, where are you from?
Bronx, New York.
How long you been out here, Max?
Since 34.
Mm-hmm. You like it here?
Yeah, I like it pretty good.
That's a qualifying compliment, we call that, huh? Why did you leave the Bronx?
Oh, it's getting a little warm.
Is it safe for me to delve further into this, or should I quit now? You mean it was getting hot for you there? The heat was on, Max? Okay, I won't grill you. How long have you been married, Paulette? I'll call you Paulette, huh?
Oh, 5 long and happy years.
And how many short and miserable ones? I'm only kidding. One look at you and I can tell you that you're deliriously happy. Now, you say that you're a produce clerk, Max?
Yes, sir.
I've often heard the word produce. Just what does it mean?
Well, produce is fruits and vegetables.
Then actually you're a fruit and vegetable clerk, is that it?
That's right.
Why didn't you say so in the first place? How does a produce clerk meet his wife? Did you like her looks, so on Valentine's Day you sent her a dozen cauliflowers?
No.
Well, did her carrot top appeal to you?
Oh, she's a brunette.
I'll root something out of this guy. Was it her peaches and cream complexion?
No.
Didn't she care a fig for you?
No.
Well, I guess it's true. You can't get blood out of a turnip. Okay, I give up. How did you meet this tomato?
In a fruit market.
Do you have any children, Max?
Yes.
Where's your vegetable market?
Vaughn's Grocery Market in Inglewood.
Now, how do you keep fruits and vegetables fresh, Max? For example, how do you keep broccoli fresh?
Well, broccoli comes fast freight from Imperial Valley. If it's picked in the morning, it'll be on your table the same evening.
I don't think so. I hate broccoli. I only eat it on hollandaise, that's all. Now, what frauds do you look for when buying vegetables, Paulette?
Oh, I look for worms in the apples, or rotten bananas, or pears with spots on them.
That's what you look for when you're buying vegetables. Now, what do you look for when you're buying fruit?
I just told you.
I guess I was listening to some other program. What are some of your complaints against customers, like Paulette, Max?
Well, they come in, and first thing they wrestle with the tomatoes. They throw them all around.
They're not in there to buy vegetables. Well, you two make a wonderful combination, and I now pronounce you combination salad. Now, let's see how you make out in the race with the $3,000. You've got to work together as a team and run your $20 into more than our other couples. I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but Fenneman's going to remind our listeners.
The CB and the attorney won $234.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected Radio Masters of Ceremonies. Now, how much of the 20 are you going to try?
10.
$10? All right. Who is the quiz master on People Are Funny?
Art Linkletter.
Art Linkletter is right.
You have $30.
Remember, you're going for $3,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 are you going to try?
20.
$20. Who asked the questions on Double or Nothing?
Walter O'Keefe.
Walter O'Keefe.
You're climbing now. You got $50.
You got $50. How much of the 50 are you going to bet?
40.
All right, here's your third question. Who is the MC on Queen for a Day?
Jack Bailey.
Jack Bailey is right. $90. You got $90. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much did you bet?
85.
85. Who is the quiz master on Truth or Consequences?
Ralph Edwards.
You wound up with a grand total of $175.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Groucho?
Yes.
Secret word is still book.
Book.
We invited some school teachers and some expectant fathers to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience here selected Patricia Cronin and Gil Sumner, and here they come now. Folks, come over here and meet Groucho Marx. Right there.
Well, welcome, youngsters, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 instantly. It's a common word, something you see every day. You're a right pretty girl.
Oh, thank you.
Looks like somebody in the movies. I don't know who it is. I know it isn't me, but... Miss Pat Cronin, you're a school teacher?
Yes, sir.
My gosh, why did I ever quit, huh? Whereabouts?
I teach at Dakota Street School.
Where are you from, Pat?
I was born in Los Angeles.
I never had a teacher look like you. And you're Gil, huh? Gilbert, I imagine, is your full name, huh? Right. You're the expectant father? Now, where are you from, Gil?
I was born in San Francisco, Mr. March.
Uh-huh. Whereabouts?
Well, I don't remember. I left San Francisco.
Well, you were pretty young at the time. What sort of work do you do?
Well, I'm with the Los Angeles branch office of the Information and Education Division of the Secretary of Defense.
When the job is that long, the money must be very short. Is this your first experience at fatherhood, Gil?
It sure is.
Well, if you're an expectant father, what are you doing here?
Well, my wife's not expecting for a few days yet.
How do you know it'll be in a few days?
Well, that's what the doctor says.
How do you know the doctor isn't talking through his stethoscope? Now, what preparations have you made for this new arrival? It may be here any second, you know.
Well, I've gotten a layette, and a crib, trailer tot, and a box of cigars, and...
A box of cigars?
Yeah.
You got a box of cigars for that kid? That's kind of silly. It may be a girl. What else have you got for the youngster?
Well, I made arrangements for my mother-in-law to come over and help take care of it, and take care of my wife. And,
she'll probably smoke the cigars.
Well, I got some blankets and, bottles and lots of diapers and...
How many diapers have you got?
Oh, about a half a dozen.
Nothing's too good for that kid, huh? And that's just about what he's getting, huh? Are you sure half a dozen will be sufficient?
Well, I guess so. We're going to use a diaper service.
That ought to be enough. Half a dozen diaper services, I think, will do it. By the way, what does your wife do?
Well, right now she's expecting.
Well, it's an interesting occupation. It's not very steady, but it's interesting. Now, how do you think the new baby will affect your daily routine?
Oh, it's going to make a big difference.
You might just as well get down to the YMCA because you won't be noticed, you know. However, if you want to be noticed, go to the YWCA. When do you think your baby will start talking?
Well, the book says about...
Pat, you and Dad just split $100 over there. Do you know anything about children, Pat?
Well, I think I do.
How many children do you have?
34.
You mean in school, of course.
Oh, yes, in school, in my room.
You couldn't have 34 children. You'd have to be at least 40. Unless you had 10 sets of quadruplets. Did you?
Oh, no.
What grade do you teach?
I teach the 3rd grade.
When do you think this future president will start talking, Pat? You know a lot about children.
Well, he should start saying the basic words at about a year old.
What are the basic words?
Mama and Dada, baby.
Kiss me, you fool. Pat, how come a pretty girl like you is still single? Have you thought of marrying the principal?
No.
Why not?
He's a man and he's married.
Well, the second answer is good enough for me, huh? Would you consider a CB with a park bench? Now, as a school teacher, I'm sure you've had many interesting experiences. Can you recall any that you could tell us, Pat?
Well, yes, a recent one that happened. It was about 3 weeks ago, and the principal came out to my room after school, and he said...
No fool. Married or no married, he's no fool.
And he said, Miss Cronin, he said, we've got to get to work here, and we've got to teach some spelling to these children.
He still calls you Miss Cronin after all these years?
Oh, yes.
Not even Pat or Patricia?
No.
Are they that stylish in school? All that formality goes on?
Well... He calls me Miss Cronin. And he came out to my room and he had this piece of paper and I couldn't figure it out. And here it was in this whole envelope. It had my name on the outside of it. So I opened it up and here it said, Dear Miss Cronin, I love you, honey. Love was spelled L-O-V and honey was H-O-N-Y.
That's the way the principal spelled?
No, it was from one of the children.
Hey, Gil, have you got any news yet?
Oh, it's early yet.
Take it from an old hand. It's later than you think. Huh? Well, I've kidded you both, but I want you to know that with our younger generation in your hands, we have nothing to worry about.
Thank you very much.
Except the principal. Huh? Now, we're going to play You Bet Your Life, beat our other two couples, and you'll get a chance at the $3,000 at the Soda Plymouth question. I can't tell you how much our other couples won, but Fenneman's off stage to remind our listeners.
The CB and the attorney are still ahead with $234.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected nursery rhymes, and this will be a good example of what they teach you at that school, Pat. Here's your first question. How much of the 20 are you going to try?
10.
Why did old Mother Hubbard go to the cupboard?
To get up for dog bone.
That's right. You're absolutely right. Huh?
And they're off to a good start. They have $30.
Well, you're going for $3,000. Remember, that's the big money. Now, how much of the $30 you're going to bet on your second question?
25.
25? Well, it's up to you and Pappy over here. What did Peter Piper pick?
A peck of pickled pebbles.
A peck of pickled pebbles. Right.
And you now have $55.
You got $55, and here's your third question. How much of the 55 are you going to go for?
50.
50? It's all right with me. It's all right with Pappy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What couldn't Jack Sprat's wife eat?
Could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean.
That's right. Absolutely right.
Well, you found the $105.
You got $105, and here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet?
Shoot the words.
100?
Shoot 100? Okay, shoot 100.
100?
100.
All right. What did little Jack Horner eat in the corner?
Sat in his corner eating his pudding pie.
That's right, or plum. Either one is correct.
Pie.
And we'll wind up with a grand total of $205, and that means the CB and the attorney with $234 get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $3,000 question.
All right, well, give me the question now. In just a minute, we'll see if they're going to walk off with $3,000.
You know, to get all the joy out of driving your car that you deserve, whatever its make, whatever its year, it should be lubricated regularly. And there is no finer lubrication work done than at a DeSoto Plymouth dealer's. Competent men do the job in a DeSoto Plymouth shop, and they have special information to help them. Things that aren't available in every Tom, Dick, and Harry's service shop. For example, they're furnished with special lubrication data that designate the dozens of places where lubrication is needed. In addition, they know the right lubricant for every part of the car, and also the right quantity. Add to this the skill of the men doing the work, the fair price charged, and the courteous attention you get at a DeSoto Plymouth dealer's. Then you'll see why it will pay you to patronize a DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
And here's the CB and the attorney all ready for that big DeSoto Plymouth question, Doctor.
All right, sailor, beware now. This is your big chance. You'll have more money than the CO if you win this. All right, here we go for $3,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so think carefully and please, no help from the audience. Here it is. Only 4 men signed both the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. One of these men was much older and more famous than the others. For $3,000, who was he? All right, what is the answer you two have decided upon?
We guess Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin is right. Oh. Come on, sailor, what are you going to do with all that money? You're going to buy a battleship, I'll bet, eh?
Pay off the old GI.
Oh, are you? Well, let's see. You won $3,000 plus how much?
$234 in the quiz.
Say, you really cleaned up tonight. Congratulations from the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You bet your life.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. 2 great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
When you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. You can't regulate the weather, but you can regulate your driving. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith, music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman, signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
It's amazing. It's Prell, P-R-E-L-L, Procter & Gamble's new Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. Prell brings you the life of Riley. Well, the shampoo that removes unsightly dandruff in as little as 3 minutes and leaves hair radiantly clean, radiantly lovely, presents The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. This is a big week in the Riley household. Daughter Babs is going to graduate from high school. This significant event has aroused varied emotions in the Riley family. Babs is elated. Mrs. Riley is proud. And Riley is a nervous wreck.
Peg, will you please stop pacing the floor? I'm nervous enough.
Riley, I'm sitting down. You're pacing.
Oh.
Now relax, will you, dear? The commencement isn't until Friday.
Well, I can't help it. You don't know what this means to me. For generations, us Rileys have been going to school, studying, slugging, cramming, using our brains. And now, after hundreds of years, one of us is going to graduate.
Well, I just hope you laugh till it happens.
Yeah, maybe it ain't going to happen. Where's Dad's final grades? They got mailed out yesterday. Why ain't they here? What if she didn't pass?
They'll get here, and don't worry, I'm positive she passed.
Well, I'm not so positive. It's no cinch for Babs to pass those exams. And I ought to know. I helped her study.
She'll still pass.
Well, you never know. She might have had all the right answers, and the teacher asked the wrong question. Maybe she failed. Oh, that would be awful if she failed.
Oh, don't be such a pessimist.
I'm not a pessimist.
Oh, Mother. Oh, Daddy.
Babs, did it come? The bad news. Did the mail come yet?
Well, not yet, but stop worrying, okay?
Well, you can't be sure.
Daddy, I'm going to graduate, all right. If there was any doubt, the faculty wouldn't have made me class valedictorian. That's right.
No, that don't prove nothing. When I was going to graduate, they made me the class prophet. And the one thing that I couldn't prophesy was that I was going to flunk.
Don't worry, I'm going to graduate.
Oh, you got to bed. You just can't. I've been telling everybody. If you don't graduate, I won't be able to hold my head up.
Well, how do you think Babs will feel?
Well, it won't be so bad for her. She's young. Why don't that mailman show up? When he's bringing a bill for me, he's Johnny on the spot.
Oh, he'll be here, Riley.
Don't he realize how I'm suffering? So, just wait till Christmas. I'll get even with that mailman. Just for this, I ain't giving him the tie your father always gives me. The mail. It's the letter. It came. Yeah, I wonder what it says.
Well, open it.
Huh? Oh, yeah, open it. Where's my fingers? Oh. Here they are. Oh, I'm afraid to read it.
Well, Daddy, let me read it.
No, I'll read it. I can't see. Everything's a blur. Give me my glasses.
You don't wear glasses.
So then lend me yours.
Oh, Riley, will you give Babs that
glasses? I can see. History, 90, science, 92, algebra, 84, 76, 85. Hey! Congratulate me! I graduated!
But, Mother, what's Daddy doing in his room? Oh, I don't know. He came rushing into the house with a big box under his arm, told me not to go away, and then locked himself in his room.
Oh, nobody go away. I'm coming out.
Now, what can that man be up to?
Okay, here I come. Well, what do you think?
Daddy! Riley! What on earth is that ridiculous costume?
Peg, I'm surprised at your lack of ignorance. This is formal afternoon wear for men. Striped pants, cutaway coat, wing collar, and mascot tie. That's what this ridiculous costume is.
What for?
It's for the graduation. You don't want me to look like a bum.
Well, you can't wear that. It's too small for you. Where'd you get it?
From Digger Odell. He said, here, Riley, I'm lending you this free. You lucky stiff.
Here. You don't have to dress up so fancy.
Now, we'll talk about it later. Now, Dad, let's rehearse.
Rehearse, Daddy?
Oh, sure, we don't want to make no mistakes. Now, Dad, you take my left arm, and as we march slowly down the aisle...
You what?
We march down the aisle, and then your brother Junior, he'll hand us the bouquet of roses.
Junior hands us the roses?
Yeah, sure, he's the flower boy, and then...
Riley, this is a graduation, not a wedding.
Well, I never seen a graduation.
Daddy,
but I
you
figured
don't march down an aisle. You sit on the platform, and when they call your name, you step forward and get the diploma.
Oh, I see. Well, after I step forward and get my diploma...
For heaven's sake, Riley, Babs is graduating. She gets the diploma.
Babs?
Yes, Babs.
And where am I?
You're sitting in the audience, like everybody else.
And they don't hand me the diploma?
Of course not.
Well, that don't seem fair, Babs. After all the money I invested in you...
Oh, Daddy. Riley, you must be out of your mind. Did you really expect them to hand you the diploma?
Sure, why not?
Well, just doesn't make sense.
Well, it makes sense to me. After all, who gave birth to her?
I did.
All right, you did, I admit it. But who paid her doctor bill and gave her a home, and her a total stranger? I did.
All right, Babs, dear, begin. I'll listen to you. Honored members of the faculty, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen.
Quick.
Riley, please don't interrupt. Babs and I are just going over her...
Well, whatever you're doing, it's too late. This is more important.
What's in the box, Daddy?
Oh, wait till you see. I didn't want to tell you about it until I was sure I could get it. Look.
Why, it's a formal gown.
Yeah. Ain't it gorgeous?
Yes. What'd you get it for?
Just for the graduation.
For me?
Well, it certainly ain't for me. I may have a cute figure, but I just can't wear a strapless evening gown. Try it out, Dad.
Riley, Babs can't wear that.
But why not?
Because she's going to appear on a platform, not a runway.
No, but you said you have to get a long dress. So...
Yes, but not an evening gown, an afternoon dress. And besides, all the girls are wearing white.
Oh, they are? Well, you'll be different. Why, in this dress, you stand out like a sore thumb. I mean, don't you want to be different? See, this dress set me back $55. My life savings.
Well, you'll just have to return it. I've already gotten Babs her dress.
I thought
Riley, dear, I know you mean well, but you've just got to stop interfering.
Oh, so now I'm interfering. Guess I don't even rate it around here.
Now, dear, I didn't say that.
Oh, I apologize. I can take a hint. From now on, I ain't saying another word about this graduation. Handle it your own way.
Oh, Daddy, don't be like that.
You won't drag another word out of me. Go on, do it your way.
But, Daddy... Babs, let's rehearse and speak.
Let's see.
For graduation.
Oh. Well, go ahead. I ain't saying a word about it, so don't ask me.
I'll start from the beginning again, Mother.
All right, dear.
Today, we students are to be given awards and honors, but the real glory belongs not to us, but to those of you in the audience without whose help and encouragement we would not be receiving our diplomas today. As I look at this sea of upswing
Now, wait a
faces...
minute, Dad. Wait, you can't begin like that.
What's wrong with it?
Well, you've got to start with a laugh.
But this is a serious speech.
It don't make no difference. You throw in a laugh, see? And that wakes him up after the principal gets through speaking. Now, your first sentence is okay, but then you ought to say, as I looked at this sea of turned-up faces, and speaking of the sea, a funny thing happened to me on the way to the commencement. I bumped into a sailor, and then you make a sailor joke, and you get a terrific laugh.
Oh, fine.
Sure, that'll be great.
Oh, but Daddy,
well, I know what I'm talking about, honey. I had experience. Now, remember when I made that speech at the French banquet where I worked? The minute I stepped out on that stage and opened my mouth, I got a big laugh.
No wonder. Your tuxedo vest opened and your dicky slapped you in the face.
I didn't mean that. Nobody noticed. Besides, I'm talking about bad speech, not the speech at the banquet. And if it was me making bad speech...
But you're not, dear. Babs is. And she really doesn't need any help.
Oh. Well, so now I got to keep quiet because I'm not educated.
Oh, now, Riley, I
suppose
didn't
my
say
grammar's not good enough.
Well, it's not that.
My grammar happens to be perfect. And if that's the way you feel about it, from now on, I ain't not never going to open my mouth about this here graduation again. Not never, ever. Hey there, Riley. Oh, hello, Gillis.
What's eating you, pal?
Oh, my wife keeps running my life. Won't even let me help Dad with her graduation speech. You know what she said?
How should I know? I ain't the kind of a snoop goes around eavesdropping on his next-door neighbor.
Boy, I told her off all right.
And you were right. From now on, you should not never open your mouth about the graduation again, not never ever.
Gillis, you heard.
Well, I couldn't help it. I just happened to step outside to go to the mailbox.
Oh.
You got another bill from the gas company.
Thanks for tipping me off.
I think you're getting a raw deal, Riley. After all, you're the boss of the house.
No.
Who wakes this reporter?
I do.
You. Who owes for the gas bill?
I do. Can't open my mouth about anything. Some thanks you get for being a father.
Believe me, a bachelor is much better off.
Yeah, that's the life, all right, a bachelor.
Yeah, now we know it when it's too late. I remember when I was a young bachelor, I'd stroll through the park on a Sunday, and I'd see a young father sitting on a bench holding a cute little baby in his arms, and I'd say, that's for me. And now I'm an old married man. I'd stroll through the park on a Sunday, and I see a young bachelor sitting on a bench holding a cute little baby in his arms, and I'd say, ooh, that's for me. Right, kid. Who needs it?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as that. I got a swell wife, and I'm pretty proud of my kids. Sometimes. Like this graduation. That's a big thrill to me. Dad just paying me back for all the heartache.
Some pay her. So she lets you go to her graduation with 1,000 other people. And afterwards, at the faculty reception, she'll hand you a cup of tea with a stale crumpet. For this you slaved a lifetime? For tea and crumpet?
Wait a minute. What's this about a reception?
Don't tell me she didn't invite you.
Well, I guess she didn't get it right to accept.
Well, she better. This here reception is the big sociable event of the whole graduation.
It is?
Yeah. That's when all the kids present the fathers and mothers to the teachers. They're all lined up, see, and then each kid says, Professor, may I make a present to you of my father? And the professor shakes hands with you. Only when it comes down to saying, the professor be shaking hands with an empty face. Because you ain't going to be there.
Oh, Gillis, if she does that to me... No, my Babs wouldn't... Would she?
Oh, I'd love to go, Billy. All right, then. I'll see you after outside the administration building. Bye. Oh, who is that, Dan? Bert Roberts. Mother, I've got a date. We're going to girls' ski dancing right after the commencement exercise.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, but isn't there some kind of faculty reception after the exercises? Oh, nobody goes through that. It's terribly dull. Almost everybody in my class is going to Circus. The only girls who are going to the reception are those without dates.
Oh, I see.
You don't mind, do you?
Oh, of course not. Don't be silly, dear. This is your graduation, Dad, and I want you to have a good time.
Oh, I almost forgot. I've got your invitations for the commencement.
Hey.
Where is you, Riley?
Hey, where's Babs? I got to find... Oh, here you are.
Daddy, here's the invitations for tomorrow. One for you, one for Mother, and one for Junior. And you go into the school through the 3rd Street entrance.
Is this, all you've got to tell me?
Why, what do you mean?
So what about after the commencement? What happens then?
Oh, well, after we're all going tea dancing.
Oh, well, that's all I wanted to hear. But I didn't know about the dancing.
And Jester's going to be my escort.
Well, and you see now, he's somebody you're very fond of.
Yes.
And he's handsome?
Well, I'll say he is.
And his name is...
Bert Roberts.
Said she's so excited she forgot my name. How will it sound when you say to the teacher, meet my distinguished father, Bert Roberts. Bert Roberts?
Riley, what on earth are you talking about?
The faculty reception.
Well, she's talking about Ciro.
Who's going to Ciro?
I am, with Bert.
I don't want to go there with Bert. I want to go to the reception.
Riley, you're not going anywhere.
You mean Babs is going... You ain't going to introduce me to your teachers at the reception?
Why, no, Daddy. You see, nobody...
I don't want to hear it anymore.
But, Daddy...
Gillis was right all along. I ain't good enough to meet your teachers.
Oh, Riley, will you listen?
You're ashamed of me. It's because I'm a poor riveter. You wouldn't feel this way if I was a millionaire riveter.
Oh, now stop it, Riley. She's not ashamed of you.
Of course not, Daddy. How can you think that?
I'm truth thinking. I'm acting. If I ain't good enough to go with you to the reception, then I ain't good enough to go to your graduation either. You see my ticket? Well, I'm tearing it up.
Oh, Daddy, please.
There's no use arguing. My head's made up. I ain't going. I got nothing against you, Babs. I still love you. I'll always love you. I wish you the best of luck. And when you're married and have your own kids, I only hope you'll be a happier father than I am.
We'll hear the second act of The Life of Riley in a moment.
From Atlantic to Pacific, folks are saying Prell's terrific.
Yes, that's Prell, Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. You'll love new Prell for two reasons.
First, Prell's exclusive Radiant Cream formula leaves hair more gloriously radiant than any soap shampoo, cream or liquid. Prell can't leave a dulling soap film. Just radiantly soft, radiantly smooth Prell wash hair.
Second, Prell removes unsightly dandruff quickly, in as little as 3 minutes. Doctor's examinations proved it.
And that Prell tube's terrific. No messy jars, no broken bottles.
And Prell goes farther than any other known shampoo, cream or liquid, because it's concentrated for economy. So try the only Radiant Cream Shampoo.
Makes their radiant gleaming bright. Now the bit of dandruff is in sight. Comes in a tube, handy too. P-R-E-L-L shampoo.
Buy Prell Shampoo. And now back to The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley.
Daddy, answer me. Daddy, please come out. It's time we're leaving. Dad.
It's almost 3 o'clock.
Mother, Daddy won't come out of his room. He won't even answer me.
Riley, it's time to go.
Goodbye. I told you I'm not going.
But you've got to go.
Riley, open the door this instant.
All right, I'll open it. But you ain't going to change my mind. I just ain't going, that's all.
Oh, now, Riley, stop acting like an hysterical young bride on her wedding day.
I'm not a young bride. I'm an old married woman. I ain't going.
But, Daddy, it's my graduation. You just got to be there.
No, I ain't good enough.
Of course you're good enough.
Yeah, where's your proof? Babs don't think I'm good enough.
Why, I do so. Riley, it's almost 3 o'clock. We'll be late. Now stop acting like a stubborn mule and come on.
I'm telling you for the last time I ain't going. And I mean positively. You understand simple English? Positively. P-O-Z is P-O-S. I ain't going, absolutely.
All right. I won't go to Cyril's with this. We'll go to the reception instead.
No, Babs. I won't let you do it. I won't let you give up your date just because your father's acting up over nothing. Now, Riley, I'm not going to stand here and argue with you all afternoon. Are you coming? Yes or no?
No.
Daddy, if you're not at my graduation, I'll never forgive you.
Riley, for the last time, are you coming?
No. I said no, and I mean no. No.
All right, Dad. Let's go.
Oh, Daddy.
Oh, why didn't they have the courtesy to ask me once more? Oh, what a life, kid. Such for you. So all your life you work and slave and sacrifice for them, and then what happens to you in the end?
Would you really like to know?
Who said that?
Here I am behind you. Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker.
Oh, hello, Digger. You shouldn't creep up on people like that.
You're the first one who's ever complained. Why are you sitting here on this bench like? Waiting for a buzz?
No, just sitting.
I trust your company. Did you notice my advertisement on the back of this bench?
No.
It says, you are resting here through the courtesy of Digby Odell.
Should be good for business.
Oh, merely a public service. I don't need the business. I've got more orders at my place than I can carry out.
Yeah, I wish I had your dough, Digger. I'd go someplace out of the city where I can get away from it all. Where there's peace and quiet and I can lie around all day and nobody will bother me. but that takes dough.
Not too much. I'd be glad to give you an estimate. You see, I know all about traveling.
Well, I really couldn't go. I got responsibilities. Even if my family don't care about me.
Oh, nonsense. Your brood adores you.
No, they don't. Like today, Dad just graduated.
Oh, congratulations. Ah, how well I remember the day I graduated from the Mortician's Academy. My classmates adored me, and even then they sensed my potentialities. They voted me the student most likely to get to the bottom first. I remember. Riley, it just occurred to me. If Dad was graduating, why aren't you at the services?
I don't. I got my reasons.
Today, your place is at your dear daughter's side. You can't let her down.
Well, she said...
How would you like it if I let you down?
I wouldn't. But Digger, you're right. I acted like a beast. Now it's too late.
No, it isn't. Come, I'll drive you there in my vehicle.
You think you got time?
Trust me. You may not be there for the beginning, but I guarantee I'll get you there in time for the finish. Well, come along. We'd better be shoveling off.
Digger, we're in time. They haven't started the speeches yet.
Good.
This way. Climb over this rope.
Just a minute, mister. Where are you going?
Well, I just want to get through to the audience there.
May I see your invitation, please?
Invitation? Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I tore it up.
I'm sorry, sir. No admission without an invitation.
Oh, but my daughter, Beth.
Sorry, it's the rules. You can't come in.
But I got it.
Don't argue with him, Knight. Come over here. I want to speak to you.
Well, Digger, I got to get in there.
I know. Follow me.
Where we going?
We're behind the speaker's platform.
Yeah, but the audience...
You'll crawl beneath the platform and come out on the other side. Right in the audience. This way.
Oh, okay.
Watch your head.
Yeah.
Are you under?
Yeah, I'm under.
Now let's crawl straight ahead.
Yeah. Oh, gee. Dark in here. And it's so stuffy. I can't breathe. It's just like...
Please, let's not talk shop. Come along. Crawl. What's that, right?
That's the people up on the platform.
This is the first time I've ever been under people.
Ladies and gentlemen,
hurry up, Riley. They're starting the speeches. Crawl faster.
Yeah, but something's holding me back.
At this time, I have the honor to present the valedictorian for the class of 48, Miss Barbara Rapp.
That's good.
Hurry.
I'm stuck. I can't. I made it. Where's that breeze coming from?
What breeze?
Oh, Digger, that was my pants. I ripped my pants all the way down to my ankles.
Honored members of the faculty, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, Riley. I've gotten through.
So I can't go out there. If I go out with these pants, I'll lose face.
Today, we students are to be given awards and honors, but the real glory belongs not to us.
She's going to think I let her down. She don't know I'm stuck here under the platform.
We will not be receiving our diplomas today. And as I look at this sea of upturned faces, I see my teacher seated there in the first row, who guided me patiently along the precipitous path of knowledge. I see my mother, who is seated there in the second row. And I see my father, who is...
Digger, she don't know what to say.
I see my father,
who is stuck here under the platform. Yes, it's me, Patsy. I'm right here. I wouldn't let my little girl down. I'm here, all right, in the flesh. Is there a barrel in the house?
The Riders will be back in a moment. An all-around favorite, that's Prell, Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. This is W.K. Bomley of Greenfield, Massachusetts, right?
I find Prell equally wonderful for my hair, which is dry, and my daughter's hair, which is somewhat oily. And that delightful, refreshing Prell fragrance really makes shampooing a pleasure.
Yes, Prell's a pleasure for two reasons. Because Prell removes embarrassing dandruff quickly, leaves hair radiantly soft, radiantly smooth. You'll sing about Prell.
P-R-E-L-L, Pearl shampoo. Leaves the daily screaming bright. Not a bit of dandruff is in sight. Comes in a tube, handy too. P-R-E-L-L, Pearl shampoo. Well, I can't get over it. I still can't get over it.
Oh, relax, Peg. It's all over.
You don't realize what sort of a spectacle you made of yourself.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I did act kind of unwise.
Unwise? You almost ruined her whole feat.
But she made a great comeback. Did you hear them applaud when she finished? Oh, she's a great kid. And she was so glad that I showed up.
Oh, the way you act sometimes, you don't deserve to have a wonderful daughter like Dad.
Oh, you're right, Duncan. Imagine. I actually thought my daddy was ashamed of me. How dumb can a father get?
Well, I don't know, dear, but keep on trying and you'll break your own record.
The great floods in the Pacific Northwest have wrought untold human misery and property damage. Over 45,000 persons have been affected by these floods, and about 85% of these people are expected to turn to the Red Cross for shelter, food, medical care, and money to rebuild homes. Therefore, we are asking you to give whatever money you can to your local Red Cross chapter. Your contribution will be used expressly for the relief of these flood victims. Procter & Gamble invite you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. The script is by Alan Lipscott and Reuben Schiff. Direction by Mitch Lindemann. Music by Lou Cosmo. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow. Digger Odell is John Brown. Babs is Barbara Eiler. And the principal is Alan Riggs. The Life of Riley is produced by Irving Brecker. And remember, for radiantly clean, lovely hair, get the shampoo in the tube. P-R-E-L-L, Pearl shampoo. In the factory, on the farm, in the home.
Hey, Mom, where's the lava soap?
Yes, everywhere. Everybody depends on L-A-V-A, Lava Soap, to get dirty hands really clean. Because Lava gets the stubborn dirt and grime ordinary wash-ups miss. In every inch of Lava's snowy lather, 50,000 tiny scrubbers remove deep dirt from skin crevices, between fingers, around fingernails. Yes, with Lava, hands soiled by the dirtiest dirt, the grimiest grime, comes sparkling clean in 30 to 50 seconds. Mr. Robert Gaylord of Greensboro, North Carolina, says,
I'm a printer, and Lava Soap's one of my best friends. It sure takes Lava to get the ink and grime ordinary wash-ups miss. Yep, a Lava wash-up gets my hands really clean in a jiffy.
And remember, Lava is gentle enough even for children's tender skin. So get the soap that gets the dirt. Get Lava Soap. This is Ken Niles reminding you to listen again next week when Pearl brings you The Life of Riley. And now stay tuned for Truth or Consequence. Good night. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.